Starting a business can be the most exciting thing you will ever do. And it can be the most stressful thing you'll ever do as well. Because you can go into a store, buy something, and think to yourself, I could do this. And then you realize there's just a few hoops you need to jump through to get to that spot. The to-do list when you start a business can seem overwhelming, and it just keeps growing. And it's critical to make sure you have the tools in place to take as much off your plate as possible. And for millions of businesses around the world, that tool is Shopify. Shopify is the commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world and 10% of all e-commerce in the US, from new brands and businesses to household names like Mattel and Gymshark. And Shopify doesn't just help you sell. They have hundreds of ready-to-go templates to help you set up that critical online store and AI tools to help you write product descriptions and make sure your product photos look their best. They can help you with marketing with super simple to set up email and social media campaigns, and their world-class expertise in inventory management and shipping make sure they can help you cover every base that needs covering. If you're ready to sell, you're ready for Shopify. Turn your big business idea into with Shopify on your side. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/RTG. Go to shopify.com/RTG. Shopify.com/RTG. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Remember the Game. It is my retro gaming podcast where every week a buddy of mine and I sit down and we geek out about the games we played back in the day. My name is Adam Blank. Thank you so much for listening to the show. And this week it is episode 357, and it is yet another one of our prestigious Patreon poll winning episodes. I'm just about caught up now. I owe y'all a Metroid Prime 2 episode sometime early in the new year, but other than that, I think I'm caught up. Because this week we are talking about not only one of the best games of the PS3, Xbox 360 generation, not only one of the best games ever made about superheroes, but one of the best games ever made, period, in Batman Arkham City. Mwah. I just finished replaying this. That was me kissing my fingers like like a chef would do. I wasn't kissing you. I'm not kissing you. Anyways, I just finished replaying this motherfucker for the first time in almost 15 years, and I am blown away, George. Blow. Shout out to anyone that gets that reference. This is my fourth podcast today, so I'm struggling a little bit. Anyways, I am blown away at how well Arkham City holds up, and I'm sorry to spoil my thoughts of the game during the intro here, but I can't imagine anybody downloaded this episode expecting me to just rip Arkham City a new ass. It's magnificent. Graphics are still great. Gameplay is still great. Everything. If you were to throw a little bit better frame rate on this thing and a couple of microtransactions in there, you could convince me that Batman Arkham City was a new release. This game is that good. We covered Batman Arkham Asylum, its prequel, back on Remember the Game 282 a couple years ago, and I have been so excited to get to Arkham City ever since. Bigger setting, open world, same great engine, a lot more traversal, a lot more places to explore, and I think a little bit less of the Metroidvania that Arkham Asylum was, but that's totally fine. It's great. Arkham Asylum walked so that Arkham City could run and shoot itself into the sky and launch itself off buildings and glide and beat people up and do all the things that Batman does. And there's so many modern games that clearly draw inspiration from these Batman Arkham titles. Like the Spider-Man games obviously come to mind. And I'm playing Ghost of Yotei right now on my PS5. And it feels very Arkham. There's a lot of similarities with the combat, the way it smooth flows from one attack to another and stuff like that. Like I cannot praise Arkham Asylum and Arkham City enough. And I'm going to give you your official disclaimer right now. We are going spoilers all over this bad boy. So you've officially been warned. Everything is on the table. My guest this week is the Batman to my Robin, the same guy that I talked Arkham Asylum with all those years ago. Ye old Tyler, and we spent a dark and stormy Saturday night where Edmonton looked very Arkham City, just blowing all the bat smoke up Bruce Wayne's badass. I love it. He loves it. Most of you love it. It's Arkham City. It's incredible, and we're going to get to that in just a couple of minutes because speaking of being incredible, it's time for another edition of the Remember the Game infamous intro. Dun, 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 Bill Murray would have been a good Batman. If you're hearing this, welcome to the podcast. Thank you so much for listening. And consider this your warning. Our intros are a little bit long. They're not that long. They're a little bit long, but they're fun. And you don't need to be the world's greatest detective or turn on detective mode or fight a bunch of villains or anything to get through them. If you want to skip them, you just take that little slider on your phone and go to right about the 30-minute mark. I'm getting pretty good at timing this out. And you'll be into Batman Arkham City conversations. Quickly, let me get my plugs out of the way. It's how we keep the bills on around here. And the only real plug, I've taken our merch store down for now because I'm sick of Teespring's crappy shit. So if I come up with an alternative, we'll put it back up. But right now, the only real plug I have to do is our Patreon, which is the lifeblood of our show. It's over on the old Patreon. And we want you to know, our subscription started just $3 a month. You get yourself up to 4 additional podcasts every week. I publish a show every day, Monday through Friday. And you get Remember the Game, 100% ad-free with timestamps. You can skip the infamous intros. You can only listen to the infamous intros, whatever the fuck you want to do. And again, that starts for just $3 a month. You can also write into the podcast. You can vote on the games we cover. You get to join our 1,000+ member Discord. You get instant access to a ton, literally hundreds and hundreds, over 300 episodes of Expansion Pass, almost 300 episodes of Game Patch, 357 episodes of Remember the Game with no time, or with timestamps, with no ads, stuff like that. Plus, we have our Simpsons podcast over there. I got the Rambling Idiot over there. It's pretty much the greatest deal in the history of the universe. And on top of all that, most importantly, you get a shout out and get to hear me mispronounce your name. Like I don't think I'm going to do to any of these people. A huge thank you to our newest Patreons, Owen, Dr. Leamington, Rhett, Tanner Burwell Lovett, and Derek Johnson. I knew I was going to fuck one up. Tanner, I can't, yours was easy. I don't know how I fucked that up. Thank you all so much for the support, and welcome to Remember the Game Industries. You can find more information about our Patreon at patreon.com/rememberthegame. And don't forget, there's some free episodes over there for you to give a shot if you want to see how the system works. Our subscriptions start at $3 a month. If you sign up for a full year, you'll get your 12th month on the house, and we donate 5% of our Patreon income to the Stollery Children's Hospital every year. As we just did, we cut them a big fat check. Well, it was an e-donation, but whatever, for $5,000 on behalf of the community. So thank you all so much for supporting me and supporting the show. That's enough blowing myself. Let's blow some of you by blowing in some cartridges. It is our opening segment here on the podcast. I read a few comments and questions from our Patreons, usually gaming related, but not always. And we call this segment Blowing in the Cartridge.
He blows all right. He blows big time.
That's it, honey. Get into the spirit.
Let's blow. Our first blower this week is Duke Skywalker, who wrote in and said, "Hey, Adam, I really enjoyed the Silk Song review this week. Your frustrations with the third act felt very valid, and it does feel like its inclusion was a direct homage to the Symphony of the Night. My question is, which classic/notorious video game tropes should never be revisited? I was thinking tank controls in horror games for a start." I actually like tank controls in horror games. I know I'm in the minority, but I like tank controls in horror games. Or in horror games. Yeah, if you don't know, my Hollow Knight Silk Song review went up for all of our Patreons last week. It's available now. And I took a lot of shit online for being critical of Act 3, but I stand by it. And if you go listen to the episode before you fucking send me a message being like, "Go to hell, die of AIDS, you stupid scrub, get good. What a piece of shit. Look at this guy. Everybody laugh. What a cock, blah, blah, blah." Only one of those things is true, and it's consensual, so shut the fuck up. I didn't give the game a bad review. I gave it a phenomenal review. I think it's one of the best games of the year. Top 3 for me. I just found some frustrations with aspects of Act 3. But you can go listen to the review if you're interested in all of that shit. I don't give a fuck. Things that I would not want brought back from classic video game mechanics. I hate save points. That's something I never want to see brought back. Let us just save, unless it's like part of the gimmick. Like in Resident Evil with the ink ribbons and stuff, I can live with that. But by and large, if I want to save, just let me save. I'm a busy man. I'm not, but many of you are busy people. We got things to do. Let us save whenever we want to save. My number one thing is don't hide a big part of your game behind some stupid, like Silk Song does it. Castlevania Symphony of the Night did it, and it fucking pisses me off. I hate it. Just make your game playable. Let me know where, you don't have to hold my hand, but at least let me know there's more game to find. Don't just count on the internet telling me. I don't give a fuck. It fucking drives me up the goddamn wall. Get rid of lives, unless it's like specific situations. Like, just let me have endless lives, which games have pretty much done. I like that. And I never want to have to enter a password again. Those are probably the biggest things from retro games that I don't want back. Also, memory cards can go to hell, but we're pretty good there. So, Ocelot of Woe said, "Hi, everybody. I read that like Dr. Nick. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but hi, everybody. I was reminiscing about the old days of Nintendo Power Magazine, and I remember the very first section was Player's Pulse, where players could write in. There were all kinds of letters about people that played games with their feet, their teeth, pet birds, etc. I wonder, where are those people now? All dead." Shout out to anyone that gets that reference. No, but all seriousness, dude, whenever I would read old gaming magazines, I used to write into magazines. I never got published that I'm aware of. If anyone ever sees a letter from a young Adam in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, please let me know, because maybe it was me. But I used to write into those magazines all the time and never get anything. And I was always so in awe of anyone that managed to write in to a gaming magazine and get read. I bet you the reason I didn't get read was because my takes fucking sucked. Story of my life. But, oh, man, what a thrill. I would have lost my fucking mind if I bought an issue of GamePro or Nintendo Power and then saw, like, my letter in there. Even if they were just like, look at this stupid kid, and everybody laughed, I would have been like, yeah, I'm in the fucking magazine. Look at me. Anyways, I assume they're all dead now. Or in jail. Tins said, hey, Adam, I've been a huge sorry, for the record, this one's non-gaming related. Like I said, it's usually gaming related, but not always. Tins said, hey, Adam, I've been a huge Blink-182 kick recently. They're one of my all-time favorite bands, and I know you're quite a fan yourself. Can we get a quick gush about them? What's your favorite album? What do you consider their worst album? Do you care for the Matt Skiba era? How do you feel when Tom came back a couple years ago? Are you a fan of side projects, Boxcar Racer, anything Blink related? I'm itching to hear your thoughts. I think I did a Rambling Idiot on the Patreon dedicated to Blink-182. Double look, check that, because maybe I didn't. But I'll be very, very fast. They're my favorite band. I've been a huge fan of Blink-182 ever since Dude Ranch, which was when I was in like junior high school. A couple buddies of mine introduced me to them, and then Enema of the State blew up. They took off, and I've been a huge fan ever since. So to answer your questions, my favorite Blink-182 album is probably either the self-titled album or Neighborhoods. But I like pretty much all of their albums. I'm a pretty universal fan. Worst album, probably, you know what? Hot take. I didn't care for 9. It's fine. On the note, though, I didn't hate the Matt Skiba era. Like, he did a good job, but Blink isn't Blink without Tom. Like, that Tom DeLonge voice, like, my ad, like, that's Blink-182. He's got to be there. I was so excited both times he came back, and I hope he never fucking leaves again. I really liked, as far as the side projects go, I really liked Angels and Airwaves to start, and then I kind of found all their songs sounded the same and kind of checked out. I did like Boxcar Racer. I really like Plus 44. That's my favorite of the Blink-182 side projects, Plus 44. They're probably my favorite. That's my favorite album that is not a Blink-182 album, but involving them. And 155, I think that was the name. I haven't listened to Plus 44 in some time, but I think 155 was the name of the song. That was my favorite song on that album. So, yeah. Anyway, there's your answers. I hope that scratched your itch, Tins. Back to gaming. Devil's Cry 007. Oh, I guess this one is only kind of about game. Oh, that's kind of about gaming. Devil's Cry 007 said, yo, Adamo, 2 questions for you. What exactly is the difference between the distinction of blowing in the cartridge and letter time? So the first question there, for those that don't know, I answer this every couple of years because we get new listeners. It's Letter Time is a tribute to Nicholas Pickles, who is the host of Video and Arcade Top 10, which was a gaming show. I believe it was shown in the States. I think some have said it was. I know it was here in Canada on YTV. And growing up, it was like my favorite show. It's a big part of the reason Remember the Game exists. I used to love that show. And every week, Nicholas Pickles, the host of the show, would read one letter that was written into the show. And he would be like, it's letter time. And if you go back in the Remember the Game archives, I actually interviewed Nicholas Pickles on the podcast. And he said that he only did that jingle to buy time because he was supposed to stretch the segment. So he sang that little jingle to stretch the segment, and it caught on. And so now the only distinction is that I don't know. It's the last comment read, so it gets the distinction of being the letter time letter. And does Mrs. Claus play games with you, or is she more of a watcher? No matter how hard I try to get my wife to do either, she'd rather read a book or anything else. She bought me Split Fiction, whom sits and stares at me with contempt as it gathers copious amounts of backlog dust. Have a great day, muchacho. No, Shay and I play a couple of games together. Like once in a while, we'll play Overcooked, or when Ben's over, my nephew will play Mario Party. We did play about half of It Takes Two together, and once in a while, we'll play a Mario game. But it's very, very rare. She doesn't watch me. She just, outside of Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, and Slay the Spire, Shay doesn't really play video games. She doesn't really care. She's better than me. Yeah, well, most kinds of me. Anyway, she doesn't really play games with me. I was trying to come up with a way to tie that into the Mo fancy store-bought dirt quote, but if I call her dirt, she's going to be mad. So, no, she doesn't really play a lot of games with me, though. Jesse Morin said, Adam, I'm wondering if given the chance, who would you love to interview on the podcast the most within the gaming industry? And what would be the number one question you would like to ask? For the listeners, I would love to interview the Angry Video Game Nerd because I grew up is the loose term. I was in like my 20s, but I watched the Angry Video Game Nerd just like so many more of you did. He influenced me like he did so many other people. I'd love to interview him and just talk about the whole process of making the show and everything. And I think it would make for an interesting interview. As far as like, Hail Mary, dude, you can interview anybody. Who the fuck do you want to interview? It's got to be Shigeru Miyamoto. And I guess I don't even know what I would ask. The number one question I want to ask Shigeru Miyamoto is if he still smokes. But other than that, I would love to just pick his brain about the creation of Mario and all the other things that he's done. And there's nobody in gaming I would rather have a conversation with than Shigeru Miyamoto. So that would be realistically number one. And then otherwise, Angry Video Game Nerd. Yeah, we'll go with that. Stray Pancake said, who is your favorite Batman and Joker from the movies and cartoons? I'm going with Michael Keaton as Batman. The Joker's hard because Jack, Heath, and Mark Hamill were all really good, but I would have to say Heath Ledger is my favorite. Also, Seinfeld is the greatest sitcom of all time. That would make for a good podcast. I agree on Seinfeld. I can't take on any more podcasts. I'm doing 5 a week. My book is full, but I would love to do a Seinfeld podcast. As far as my favorite Batman and Joker, I'm not a huge Batman fan, but I have seen most of the movies. Favorite Joker is Heath. I think it's the most iconic performance ever. I think I talked about it on this episode, but my favorite Batman is Adam West. I know it's lame, but I grew up watching that Batman, and he's Adam. He's the greatest Adam that ever lived. So Adam West is my favorite Batman. Homebed Now said, what 2 game franchises would you like to meet for a crossover game? Number one, and I've always said it, is Mario and Sonic. And I know they've crossed over various times, but I've always wanted like a full-fledged Mario and Sonic team-up platformer versus like Dr. Robotnik and Bowser platformer. I think it'd be awesome. Like, I'd love to see Sonic ripping through the Mushroom Kingdom. I'd love to see Mario trying to like platform in like the Chemical Zone or some shit. I just think it'd be awesome. So that's my number one. A couple other ones is I'd love to see Mega Man and Samus team up somehow. I don't really know how it'd work, but it'd be fucking sick. Master Chief and Doomslayer and like the ultimate just kick-ass game would be rad. And then I want to see like all the failed animal mascots like Bubsy, Arrow the Acrobat, Gex, just a whole bunch of them in like, I don't know, some kind of fucking game where they're all just like the reject animal video game mascots and they all work together somehow. I don't know. But Mario Sonic is number one, always and forever. Jean-Francois Misson said, hi, Adam. You often mention wanting a remaster of the old Pokemon games because you can't play them on a recent console. Since you own a GameCube, have you considered acquiring a Game Boy player? Since I got this excellent accessory, I haven't needed to use my GB or my GBA. I have. They're just too expensive. Like, once you get the disc, coming with the disc, they're just too fucking much. That's all it is. Like, if I ever see one on the cheap, I had one back in the day. If I ever see one on the cheap, I will get one. Or a Super Game Boy for my SNES, I guess would work. But yeah, for those that don't know, like, I know I can emulate it. I know, because everyone always writes in, you can emulate, you know. And I'm like, you can? I didn't. Yeah, I know. I was talking about it on social media the other day, and like, I just can't believe Nintendo hasn't re-released the old Pokemon somewhere. Like, they were on the 3DS for a long time, but I would have, like, every year in our predictions episode, I predict they're going to release, like, Pokemon Gen 1 and 2 in, like, a cartridge on the Switch and charge full price and sell millions of copies of it. And every year I'm wrong. And I just don't. Maybe that's what I would ask Shigeru Miyamoto. Why are you guys the way you are? Maybe that's what I would fucking ask Miyamoto. Why? Why are you the way you are? That's what I would ask. And then finally, before we move on, it's letter time. It's letter time. Remember D's Nuts said, hi, Adam. I thought for sure you'd be covering the release of the Analog 3D in one of your gaming news shows. I thought surely someone has written in about this already, and I need to do nothing but sit back and enjoy. But unless I missed it, I was wrong. So here's the cliff notes. The Analog 3D is released, and many people have received it. It seems to be lacking some of the promised features for now and has some bugs, but overall it was well received. I've been playing Diddy Kong Racing with overclocking and the new 8-bit Do controller. Overclocking removes all the frame stutter from these old 64 games, and though I love the original three-handed 64 controller, I think you'd greatly appreciate the new 8-bit Do one. We have talked a little bit about for those that don't know, the Analog 3D is a modern Nintendo 64 that was made by this company Analog, and it like lets you play your 64 games with like HDMI, modern TVs, it up-reses them, makes them run nice on the nice TVs, got new controllers, all that kind of stuff. I have talked about like the shipment issues they had and all that kind of stuff. I haven't seen a lot online about people having problems until you said that to me. Like, I read the gaming news sites every week, and I just hadn't seen anybody talking about issues with it. So I did Google it after you sent that in and have seen, that some people have had some issues with them. I guess just, I don't know. It's just never come across my screen for me to talk about on the show. The controller does look cool. A lot of people have asked me if I'd buy one. I do think it's very neat. But it's too expensive for my taste. Like I don't, if there's one retro gaming console that I'm in zero hurry to go back and play more of just for fun, respectfully to those that love it, it's the Nintendo 64, right? Like it's just NES, Super Nintendo, GameCube, Genesis, PlayStation, sure. I'm not a huge Nintendo 64 fan, other than the wrestling games. And I've got an actual Nintendo 64 up here in my office on a CRT. If I'm going to play it, that's probably where I'll play it. If it was like $100 for me to put one downstairs to play on my big TV, maybe I would for like some No Mercy and stuff. But any more than that, it's just I'm not spending that much on it. But it does look like a cool piece of hardware. And yeah, I'm not trying to downplay the issues with it, but I just really have not seen a lot of people talking about them. So I didn't really realize it was a thing. Other than like how long it took to get it into people's hands and stuff. So cool looking piece of hardware. Just too expensive for my taste. And I will say, because I get a lot of people that send in some of the alternatives to the Nintendo 64 controller. The reason I don't like that controller, but when I'm reviewing a game for the podcast that's on Nintendo 64, if at all possible, I like to play it with the OG hardware. So I don't really feel like I want to buy a new controller, because even though I don't like the old one, that's kind of just how those games are meant to be played. You know what I mean? Anyway. Plus, then if I had a new controller, how could I bitch about the old one? And I'll be goddamned if someone is going to take away my ability. I live in a free country, motherfuckers. I'll be goddamned if someone's going to take away my ability to bitch about the Nintendo 64 controller. That's not going to fucking happen. You could fucking pry my beef with my Nintendo 64 controller out of my cold 3-pronged fucking hands. Now the Canada theme anthem starts playing. Anyways, that's it. We're going to move on, everybody. Thank you so much for writing into the show. I appreciate it. Let's switch things up and get to our Smash Hit segment, the official game show. Remember the game industries. Play one, remake one, erase one. And a huge thank you to Classic Concentration from the... I suck at my job. You're dead weight, Marty. Huge thank you to Classic Concentration from the NES for unknowingly providing us with the theme music for the show. The rules are simple. Every week I give our Patreons 3 retro video games. They can play one as it was released, remake one as a modern game, and the third is erased from time forever. As always, there are no wrong answers, but there is a right one. We'll get to that in just a second. This week we're talking Batman Arkham City. So I went with 3 retro Batman titles. I ended up going with Batman Returns on the SNES. I'm not sure if that one was on the Genesis or not, but SNES for sure. Batman Forever for the SNES and the Genesis, and Batman and Robin for the PS1. And a whopping 45% of you said you would play Batman Returns, remake Batman Forever, and erase Batman and Robin. I think you ranked them based on the movies. And even then, you got that fucking order wrong. So let's see what a few of you had to say here, and then I'll tell you what the right answer was. Johnny from Virginia said, I've always wanted to play Batman Returns all the way through, as it seemed solid enough whenever I played it. Remake Batman Forever and make it amazing. I don't know how, but give it to someone who cares and they can do it. Erase Batman and Robin. I'm erasing that movie. Therefore, everything attached to it can go. And I think that's bad. Maybe the game is awesome and no one fucking played it. I never played the video game. But, like, imagine if the game was just, like, out of this world incredible and nobody played it because everyone's like, Batman and Robin. And it turns out they actually nailed the video game. I can't imagine that's the case, but be funny because so many of you wrote in erasing Batman and Robin. George Swan said, play Batman Returns. It's still the best of the 3. A legit awesome beat 'em up with the dark Burton vibe dialed in. Remake Batman and Robin. Buried under the rough edges is a really ambitious open world crime fighting idea. Remake it with modern gameplay and it could actually be incredible. Erase Batman Forever. Clunky controls, awkward combat, way too many grappling hook nightmares. No one will miss it. As someone that grew up with Batman Forever on the SNES and couldn't get past the first level because I couldn't figure out how to drop through the floor, I'm not going to disagree with you. Will has a Patreon, said, I would play Batman and Robin because I didn't know they bothered to make this game. Remake Batman Returns because I did play it obsessively as a kid. Remake it for the soundtrack alone. And then erase Batman Forever because the SNES version was god-awful, so I can't imagine the Genesis port was any better. More like Batman for never. Fucking double secret probation, Will. Double secret fucking probation. Although, yeah, that is clever. More like Batman Forever. But I'm sorry. If I let you get away with it, I gotta let everyone get away with it. So double secret probation, I'm sorry. Christopher Lee Williams said Batman Returns is an awesome beat 'em up as it is. Do not change anything. Batman Forever is notorious for how bad it is. So let's have Bitmap Bureau remake that like Terminator 2D. Oh, that interests me. Finally, Batman and Robin was the worst live action Batman film and it doesn't deserve a video game adaptation, so it gets the X. I don't know if I agree with that. Well, I probably do, but I'll explain in a second. Maya Buttreeks said, play Batman Forever because I was never able to play it long enough to beat it, so I have the itch I'd like to scratch. Remake Batman and Robin because I could only imagine how bad this game was based on that movie. And then erase Batman Returns. I don't recall much about this one, so this one gets a Batman kick to the face out of here. It sounds like some stupid move. Like, I love that everything in his utility belt is like the Batarang, the Bat Claw, the Bat Smoke. And then I love that, like, the idea that his moves are like Bat Headbutt, the Bat Kick to the face out of here. Like, I like that idea. Bill M. said, I don't really like Batman, and I've never played any of these games, so this is strictly off box art. Play Batman Forever, since that Batman looks like he has his shit together and will be able to fight some bad guys. Remake Batman Returns, because that Batman looks clinically depressed and like he needs all the help he can get. And erase Batman and Robin, because that Batman looks like he's trying to seduce me, and it's making me uncomfortable. He does look like that. He does. On the cover, you're right. George Clooney, man. That's George Clooney. He's got those swoon eyes. You're right. I'm going with a very minuscule 4% of you. I couldn't find a comment from anybody that wrote in going with the same order that I am, which hurts my heart a little bit. I'm going to play Batman and Robin for morbid curiosity. Because does that movie suck? Yeah, it kind of does. I kind of like that movie. I saw Batman Forever and Batman and Robin before I saw the original Batman and Batman Returns. So yeah, Batman is probably better than Batman and Robin. Like, yeah, no, probably it is. But I kind of have a soft spot for Batman and Robin. Plus, I love Schwarzenegger's Mr. Freeze. So I'm going to play Batman and Robin just purely for curiosity. I'm going to remake Batman Forever because I know people are going to write into the show. I'm probably going to lose some subscribers over this, but Batman Forever is my favorite of these 4 Batman movies. It was my first Batman, and even though the original Batman is probably better, I love Batman Forever. I love that fucking movie. So I'm going to remake it because that game fucking sucks, and I want it to be good. And then I'm going to erase Batman Returns because, again, hottest take, if the Batman Forever love didn't cost me subscribers, this one might. I hate that fucking movie. I watched that movie for the first time a couple of years ago, and I think that Danny DeVito kicks ass as a Penguin, and I really like Michael Keaton as Batman, and I like what's her name as Catwoman too. But I just feel like the movie's all over the place, and I don't like it. If I had to rank the original 4 Batman movies, I'd probably go Batman, Batman Forever, Batman and Robin, Batman Returns. And I know I can hear people yelling at their car radios, but I don't give a fuck. I don't like Batman Returns, so I'm never playing your game. Get out of here. Bat kick to the face out of here, as we're calling it. So thank you to everybody that wrote in, and thank you to everyone that didn't cancel their Patreon or their subscriptions because I don't like Batman Returns. What have I been playing? And then we're into Batman Arkham City. I've been playing a lot of Ghost of Yotei, and it is awesome. That game is probably going to be top 3 games of the year for me. I think. So I did start Metroid Prime 4, but I only played about an hour, and then I shelved it, and I was like, I'm going to finish Ghost of Yotei, then I'm going to go into Prime 4. Because I feel like both those games are going to want me to play them. Like without constantly splitting it up, you know? And I at this point, I'm deep enough into Ghost of Yotei that I don't want to forget what's going on. So I'm just going to finish Yotei and then play Prime 4. But unless Prime 4 fucking rocks my socks, and then Silent Hill F is the one I still want to go back and play. But unless one of those 2 games blows my mind, I think my top 3 for the year in some order are going to be Expedition 33, Silk Song, and Ghost of Yotei. Like, those 3 games are sick. Yotei's been so fucking good. I did start Prime 4. I've decided to shelve it for now. I'm playing Bioshock 2 to get ready for Remember the Game 360. It's fucking awesome, just like I knew it would be. Still chipping away at my Mario World Second Reality Project ROM hack on my pre-streams here. And then I'm playing some Sonic Racing Cross Worlds because that game's fucking awesome. Fucking awesome. Quite like that game. And yeah, that's really all I've been playing. So, all right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to let a sponsor in here. They're going to do their thing, peddle some wares. And when we get back, it's all about Batman Arkham City, okay? We'll, Remember the Game Batman will be returned after these messages. God, I suck at my job.
It's here. Batman, the video game from Sunsoft. for the Nintendo Entertainment System. Let the battle begin.
The show is sponsored by BetterHelp. It's the holiday season, and most of us have some kind of traditions this time of year. The routine get-togethers and parties. Maybe you're one of those families that opens a present on Christmas Eve. I was always so jealous of my friends that were in those families. Having those long-standing traditions is great, and starting new ones can be just as awesome. We all focus on making sure our loved ones enjoy the holidays, but it's important to look out for yourself during the busiest time of the year as well. Therapy can be a great way to do just that, and maybe it's time to start a new tradition of looking after yourself and your mental health. BetterHelp can make that a reality, and their flexible scheduling ensures you'll be able to fit them in around everything else you have going on in December. You can meet with your BetterHelp therapist online when and how it works best for you. And if it's not a fit, you can switch to another one of BetterHelp's over 30,000 therapists anytime for no additional charge. BetterHelp has helped over 5 million people around the world take the therapy plunge, and they have a 4.9 out of 5 rating for live sessions to back them up across 1.5 million reviews. This December, start a new tradition by taking care of you. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/rememberthegame. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/rememberthegame. All right, let's get into some Batman Arkham City. As always, I like to let you nerds sound off on the game we're covering before my guest and I hog the microphone. And believe it or not, a couple of people like this game. A couple of people wanted to talk about it. Let's see what some of you had to say. Bermuda Penguin 07 said, yes, my favorite Batman game of all time. I knew this game right here that... it was this game right here that introduced me to a few villains I never knew of back then, like Clayface, Ra's al Ghul, and especially Dr. Hugo Strange, that diabolical SOB. The gameplay was magnificent, the story was amazing, almost everything about this game I loved, except the Riddler trophies. No way on God's green earth will I ever get all those trophies ever again. Other than that, this is a great game that should be played by anyone who's into superhero games, especially Batman fans like myself. Is that why you're Bermuda Penguin? I like the idea of the penguin just going down to, like, the tropics and be like, I'm done. I give up. That's funny. I like Penguin. My favorite Batman villain, the Joker is the greatest villain ever. Take the Joker out of the question because that's not even fair. After Joker, my favorite Batman villain probably is the Penguin, actually. He's fucking awesome. Condi85 said, what a brilliant game. It still holds up today and feels every bit as good as modern games, with an argument to be made that it's still better than Spider-Man. There's many things I love about it, but a special shout out to how all the side missions make perfect sense in the context of the story and add to the immersion rather than taking you out of it. It makes perfect sense whether it be loads of villain causing trouble and Batman has to take time out from the main plot to deal with them. I wish more games did side content like that. Also, don't sleep on Arkham Origins. I played it for the first time last year and it's a worthy addition to the series. You'll hear my thoughts on Origins in this episode, but I do 100% agree with all the side quests with the villains. That's so seamlessly, perfectly done in all its little intricacies. Northern said, Batman Arkham City builds perfectly on the foundation laid by Asylum, expanding every aspect in glorious fashion. From its bigger rogues gallery to the incredibly atmospheric streets of Gotham, the game constantly makes you feel like the Dark Knight, especially when thugs spot you and shout, it's the freaking Bat! The combat and traversal are smoother, the story hits harder, and the world feels alive in a way few superhero games ever achieve. And even years later, the showdown with Mr. Freeze still stands out as the greatest and most memorable boss battles I've ever played. Agreed! I know I'm spoiling it, but dude, that Mr. Freeze fight is just, it's the chef's kiss again. I'm not kissing all of you. It's, that Mr. Freeze fight. We blow some smoke up Freeze's back door in this episode too. The $100 kid, Ted Michaels, said, I know it's a different comic universe, but the Spider-Man games don't exist on PS4, PS5 without this game. And even if that wasn't true, it has enough standalone value as the greatest licensed game ever made, a true masterpiece. Yeah, the Spider-Man games are I fucking love the Spider-Man games. And I do like Spider-Man, the character, more than Batman. But you're right. Straight up, the Spider-Man games don't exist without Batman. I agree. RRKST9 said, at the time of its announcement, probably my most hyped game, and it actually lived up to the hype. Pretty sure the Game Informer cover issue for this game is still burned into my memory. Dude, me too. As soon as you said that, I was like, I can see that. I can see it in my fucking brain. 100%. Oh, man, I miss gaming magazines. Gambler said, after playing, that would be a great villain for Batman. Gambler just gives him the addiction to the bat slots. Gambler says, after playing Arkham Asylum and finding out this game was announced, I broke my rule about pre-ordering and I was not disappointed. This game had so many villains and hidden Easter eggs that made me so happy that Gotham doesn't exist, because who would want to live there? Thank you. I've said that for years. Why does anyone live in that horrible city? What a cesspool of ass. And Rubber Fork is going to wrap up our listener comments this week with the comment of, I would let this game marry my wife. I support that. We support the cuck not industry, community. Maybe it's an industry. I don't know. Around these parts, I might let Batman Arkham City marry my wife too. I couldn't stop him. He's Batman. What am I gonna do? Anyways, it's time to talk Batman Arkham City with my boy Tyler. I'm gonna cue up some music, and when it stops, Tyler and I are gonna take you back to October 18th, 2011, and talk Batman Arkham City, originally on the PS3 and Xbox 360. Enjoy the episode, everybody. Let's go. All right, joining me on a stormy Saturday night. It actually looks like Arkham City out there right now in Edmonton. It's fucking dark and snowy and cold, and people are presumably all criminals and miserable. Joining me via the blank phone to talk about Arkham City / Edmonton is the Batman to my Robin, my boy Tyler. Buddy, how's it going? How are you?
Awesome. I thought you were gonna say I was the Robin to your Batman.
I was
to your blank man.
Yeah. Oh, it was very close. I almost called you the Robin, but I was like, no, Tyler is more. If you were like, hey, which of those two do you think is Batman? I would be like, Tyler is Batman. Like I'm.
You got more of a Batman build than I do. I'm a skinny.
I have a penguin build. That's what I am the penguin of podcasting.
I have a Commissioner Gordon build. The hairline.
Yeah,
alone.
you do. With the mustache, especially, you do have some Commissioner Gordon going on.
I have the same glasses too. Those horn rim, like 1970s glasses. So
I love that. It's how's it going, buddy? How are you?
Good. The whirlwind from the film is kind of slowing down for me a little bit anyway, and getting ready for Christmas and all that business.
Christmas. Oh yeah, Christmas. Christmas is coming up. Oh yeah,
that's right.
I don't have kids. Like, so I'm just like, I guess when you have kids, Christmas, or like, and I don't have like a huge family get together to worry about. But I guess with you, you gotta work things out with Santa and make sure he's on the ball and he knows what's up and stuff. You got a lot more pressure on you than I do.
Especially my son asks, Santa, may I please have a green laser beam that I can draw on the moon with? It's like, yeah, I didn't get a laser beam when I was your age. You're not getting one either.
Yeah.
A Viking war horn
anymore.
Yeah, he wanted a green laser beam, a Viking war horn, and a professional yo-yo. Not a normal yo-yo, a professional yo-yo.
Buddy, if I could, sorry everybody that's here for Batman talk. I know I already get people that are I still get bad reviews at least once every couple of weeks. Like, fucking intro's too long, this fucking dipshit rattles like a fucking asshole. Fuck, I hate this fucking show. But you keep listening, so thanks for the downloads, you dumb cunts. Well, they do. They keep downloading, and then they're like, I downloaded 20 episodes, and the fucking guy just rambles every fucking time. And I'm like, well, I make about 1.5 cents per download. So by your 20 downloads, you just bought me one play on an arcade cabinet. So enjoy your intros. Anyway, comedian out of Edmonton, Charles Haycock. Dude, if your kid is into yo-yos, look up some Charles Haycock yo-yo. He is like one of the best yo-yoers on the planet. I'm not even kidding. It is like, you watch it and you're like, that how? Like, what? And it's fucking, all of you out there, look it up. Charles Haycock, and very funny comedian, but holy fuck, the kid can yo-yo. Jesus fuck. I had a yo-yo ball when I was a kid. The one that automatically retracted. That was the only way I could do anything with a yo-yo.
Oh yeah. I had one of those, and then I had one of the ones with like, I guess it's a professional one. One of the ones that has like a bearing in it, so it, like, when you go down, the clutch releases and it'll spin, and you can do way more tricks with it. It's like a cheater yo-yo.
Yeah, that shit's hardcore, man.
Yeah.
You know what else is hardcore? There's your fucking segue. Batman Arkham City. Whoo, whoo, buddy. I just finished a replay of this for the first time since I played it when it came out, which was 2011. And it is, I'll sit here right now and be like, so since Batman Arkham City came out, the 2 Spider-Man games and Miles Morales came out, along with obviously Origins and Arkham Knight and blah blah blah. And
Right.
the two Spider-Man games are spectacular. And I like Spider-Man more than I like Batman. So like I want to say that I prefer the Spider-Man games, and I think I do. But dude, for a fucking almost 15-year-old game, this game stands the test of time, Tyler.
Man,
Holy
does it
shit.
ever. Like,
What a game.
other than the way, like, Batman's mouth kinda moves,
Sure.
it it's stylized in such a way that you can't tell that it's, whatever, simple math, 14 years old, 15 years old.
Yeah,
You
dude.
can't tell. You cannot
No.
tell
Like
because
sure. Sorry, go ahead.
no, it looks good. Like it's kind of like going back and playing Super Nintendo. Like you go back and you're like, man, this is awesome, and the toned down graphics doesn't feel like you're playing an old. I don't like. It does feel old, but it doesn't feel like shitty. If that makes
No,
sense.
it does. Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
Like
I
when
get
you
it.
go play Nintendo, you're like, oh, this is where they were like, this is the limit of what they could do. When you play
Sure.
SNES, you're like, oh, people make games today that are like pixel, RPGs and stuff like that. Like indie games come out today that look like SNES games.
Yeah.
That's this game. It stands the test of time to the point of like, man, I can't tell that it's old as shit.
It's incredible. Yeah, what I was gonna say is like, yeah, sure, they've kind of remastered it a couple of times and spit shined it and that kind of stuff. There's the collections now with all the like everything included and everything. But the point stands, dude. Like I played through this. I played through it in about 5 days. Like I was pretty into it, and I'll be honest, I didn't 100% it. Like the first time around, and you and I'll talk about this as we were talking off air. First time around, I was pretty obsessed. I need every Riddler trophy. I got to do the works. This time, I was like, listen, I love the Riddler trophies. I think they're quite possibly. I'll ask you this: are the Riddler trophies the most iconic / infamous optional collectible in the history of video games?
Yeah,
Like,
I never collected them. I never
yeah,
collected. I didn't do any of that in any of them.
I that's
If
why
I
like I
found them, awesome, but otherwise,
sure.
like, I wasn't looking for them.
That's why I think iconic / infamous, because like they are awesome, but they are also like if you see one, you're like, oh man, fucking A, like a bright green question mark. I'll pick that shit up.
Yeah.
But if you try to 100% it, as I'm sure many listening have, that is an undertaking. That is a whoo, fuck me. Anyways, this game, I was replaying it and I was just like not doing a 100% run. It still just took over my life, and I was like, dude, this game holds up so well. Like the combat still feels great. It still looks good. All the voice acting and everything is as iconic as it's ever been. The story's
Yeah,
still
like
good. The setting is awesome. There's literally, I like to do the negatives and just get them out of the way. The only real fault I have with this game is some of the Riddler trophies are horseshit because you go get them and then you get trapped in a room and killed, and then it like reloads and they're like, come back when you've upgraded more of your gear and you can get that Riddler trophy. And I'm just like, so you just let me walk into a fucking room and die, and then we're like, next time you'll get it. I'm
yeah,
like, that's not.
compared to Batman Arkham Asylum, where you just couldn't get to them.
Yeah, which I don't
Like,
like. That I
you'd
can live with.
you'd see it with, like, your, infrared bat vision, you like, your clue vision, or what do they call that? The
The
detective sight?
detective vision. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah, your detective vision. You would see them and be like, "Ah, I can't get that yet, but, well, mental note, this is here.
yeah.
Come
This
back when I
one,
can do my bat foam explosive," or whatever.
yeah. This one, I can think of two different instances where I walked into a room to pick up a Riddler trophy, got the Riddler trophy, then couldn't get out of the room. I died. And then they do the little cutscene when you die where like the villain, if you died like fighting one of the particular villains, or else the Joker just stands over you and talks some shit. And then you reload your save. And then it was like, you can't get this Riddler trophy till you upgrade your some of your bat gear, and then you come back. And I was like, but you still let me walk in here and just fucking pull my pants down. And then you were like, have at her there, fucking Jim Carrey. See what the fuck will
Yeah.
happen. Then that's my only. So that is bullshit. That is straight up
Every
bullshit. And
everybody
I'm just
younger than 35 is like, "Why did he say Jim Carrey?"
yeah, exactly. Because he's the greatest fucking Riddler. God damn it. But other than that, dude, I genuinely like. I have some minor criticisms. We're gonna work through this game, but I have like when you look at. I always bring up a game's Wikipedia page when we're doing these episodes every time, and I always get a kick out of it when I see a video game's Wikipedia page say it is considered one of the greatest video games ever made. You can click the link to go to the like games that are considered the best Wikipedia page. And sometimes when I see one on there, I'm like, is it? And sometimes I'm not. And I guess if you've never played this game, if you're listening to this and you've never played this game, I suppose you can listen to this and just be like, really? Just like a fucking generic beat 'em up Batman game is considered one of the greatest games of all time. If you are to say that to me, you're just proving you've never played this game.
Yeah, because
Because
it's
this
not
is
generic. It's
unquestionably.
not a beat 'em up game.
No,
Like
this
there's
is
beat 'em up elements, but
unquestionably.
there's this huge stealth element to the game. Like
Oh, buddy.
it's the perfect blending of like Batman, the menacing like kung fu ninja master, Batman the detective, and Batman the hero. Like it's the
Yeah,
perfect blend of it.
100%. And then add in like I hate to ask this, but I do a lot of episodes. You were my guest for Arkham Asylum, right?
Yeah,
All right, I thought so. I was
I'm
pretty sure
hurt.
you were.
I'm hurt.
Yeah,
But
I know.
I
I
was.
hate when I have to ask that to someone, but I'm like, dude, we're at 300 and I don't even know. This is all I. Here we are, 347 podcasts, all because of one little boy who won't let me stop. It's shout out to this reference. Arkham Asylum was awesome because it was like this, and admittedly, Arkham Asylum walked so this game could run. Like this one doesn't exist without Arkham Asylum. Arkham Asylum is a great fucking game. Play it as well. Go back and listen to that episode as well.
Yeah.
What's really cool about Arkham Asylum is it traps you within the prison, and so the script is written for why you're dealing with all the different villains because they're all in the prison. Like it's of course that's where villains go. Like it makes sense.
Yeah.
This one, like you're out in the city, Arkham City, and like we'll talk about the storyline and everything. But it's such a great way to once again just have all the villains. And that's one of the things I do prefer to the Batman games over the Spider-Man titles on PlayStation, as much as I love those games, is they don't like they feature multiple enemies, but they don't. I just feel like the Batman games do a better job. Like in this one alone, dude, like obviously the Joker's around as the main bad guy, Harley Quinn's around as the main bad guy's right hand woman, I guess.
Yeah.
The Penguin is here. The Penguin caught Mr. Freeze. So Mr. Freeze is here. Plus you get that great fight with Mr. Freeze. You get
Yeah.
side
Well,
quests where you deal with
the
Go ahead.
fight with the Penguin, and you have to fight Solomon Grundy. Like Solomon Grundy is a kind of a sleeper in this, but he's a favorite of mine. So I love that they have these because he's like a main goon. He's not like a villain, like a mastermind, like Penguin, Two Face, Mister
Right.
Freeze, or the Joker. Solomon Grundy's like this zombie tragic character who like got cursed. He was like a bank robber who got cursed. So he's just got like it's cool. They're really pulling in the Batman's his rogue gallery of villains
Yeah,
because
yeah.
that's like a deep dive. Just like Zaz, they've got all these villains that are Mad Hatter, like
That's what I was gonna say. That's what I was thinking of was fucking Mad. I don't even know who the fuck Mad Hatter is. I'll be honest with everybody. Like I don't know my Batman lore. Like I am a Marvel guy. I like Batman, but I am a Marvel guy. I have no idea who the fuck the Mad Hatter is. But like he catches me, and then we go to this little side quest where I'm drugged and I'm fucking at a tea party with Alice in Wonderland or some shit. And I was like, what in the fuck is this? And then I
yeah.
get out and knock him out, and that was the end of his like segment. But it's
I think he
perfect.
uses like mind control cards or something. Like I don't know. He's a Jarvis Tesh or something like that. I can't remember what his name was. I remember seeing him lots in the animated show, which was also like that's one of the nice things, the cool things about like the Arkham uh trilogy, we'll say, is they get a lot of the same voice actors from the original Warner Brothers cartoon
Yeah, yeah.
with like Kevin Conroy, who recently, like, I don't know, a year or two, 3 years died.
Yeah. A couple
Mark
years ago,
Hamill as the
yeah.
Joker. They ended up replacing who did the what's her name, Harley Quinn's
Harley
voice.
Quinn.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
originally this lady named Tara Strong, but I think they replaced her sometime around here. Like the actress switched
Yeah, they
over.
did for this one. Yeah, yeah.
But
But still though,
but a
like
lot of
yeah,
the other original actors, right? Like it's like Commissioner Gordon. The actor's name is David Kay, and this guy, like, we're about the same age, so he was the voice for Megatron for like Beast Wars, Beast Machines, a bunch of like a bunch of the Transformer animated stuff. Like he did a bunch of cool shit before doing like being Commissioner Gordon. So
oh shit. No, it's all the performances are great. And that's where I was going was like just the sheer gauntlet of fucking characters that show up in this game again. And once again it makes sense like why they're all there. And it's really remarkable that like the developers and the writers were able to come up with a storyline where they're like, we're gonna move you into a bigger setting. We're gonna give you more space, more shit to do, and even more fucking characters are gonna pop up. Like fucking Robin pops up at
Hell
some
yeah.
point. You know what I mean? Like Bane. I love that you have the other if that fucking Bane side quest where Bane's like, there's too many jugs of old Titan around the city and I want it destroyed. So then you team up with them to go destroy it all. And then you're like, but if you backstab me, Bane, I'm gonna kick your ass. And Bane's like, no, we're allies now. And then you destroy all of his fucking tubs of Titan and then come back and then he backstabs you. And then you
Yeah,
barely even
naturally.
fight him, and then you just lock him in a fucking cell. And
Yeah.
like he's just yelling at you, and I was like, "But it's perfect." I was like, like they always make sure that both the Joker and Hugo Strange are like the main villains, but they
Yeah.
work in practically everybody else at the same time, and it's just so perfectly done.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I was gonna say. It doesn't feel forced though. They work
Not at
in
all.
everybody, but it doesn't feel like, oh, come on. Like,
No, not at
no,
all.
the
Like
whole
I
time it feels perfect.
yeah, it's fucking honestly like considering the Joker is at the end of the day. I mean, I guess I could hear the argument. Hugo Strange is like the main baddie, but like, to me, it's Joker.
Well, yeah, that's
He,
they're two sides of the same coin, so it's
he,
always Joker.
yeah, exactly. He actually doesn't even show up that much.
No, a
Like
little bit
he's
in the
around,
beginning. Yeah.
but it's Harley Quinn does most because he's sick, right? That's like so. There's a couple of main plot points here, and one of them is that Joker is sick. And he's sick from, I believe, we were talking about this off air. I believe he's sick from all the Titan he was taking in the first one.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got
Because he,
Titan AIDS.
yeah, Titan AIDS, yeah. So and boy, he like he looks fucking sick. Like he does not look like a healthy man. He looks pretty gross.
Yeah.
So that's one of the two main storylines is that he's sick and Harley Quinn's kind of taking care of him and everything. And then obviously the other main storyline is the whole Arkham City concept. And I read in the Wikipedia page, I guess it's based on comic books, like the storyline. It's like something they did in the comics or something at some point where
Oh.
the prison or the prisons are no longer viable. So then they're like, hey, let's just take the shitty part of Gotham and wall it off and make it into a prison. Which at a glance, when I read that and heard that, I'm like, that's so stupid. But then as soon as you get in there, you're like, actually, this is kind of a badass idea. Like,
Yeah.
let's just take the worst part of this horrible city and make it into a giant prison instead.
Yeah,
And
like,
it's cool.
we
I
don't
like
have
it.
a really good context for what that would be like because we live in, an area where our biggest city is pretty small.
Yeah, yeah.
Whereas, like, picture, a place like Detroit that was receding. You go to the outskirts of Detroit and pick like 10 city blocks, wall it off, boom, you got a prison. Like,
It's so wild. And like the idea of
no
it at
offense to
first.
anybody who lives in Detroit. I'm
No, of
very
course
ignorant.
not.
I just heard that that city was receding and there were
Yeah.
like whole city blocks that you could buy for very cheap. So that's why I use that example.
Yeah.
I
We all
had at
like
one
this.
point I had one point was like if I get a bunch of people together, we could buy 10 city blocks and make a huge paintball field.
Yeah, and
So,
just go fucking play paintball in Detroit.
yeah.
No, it's wild, dude. Like at a glance, I'm like, it's kind of a stupid idea for a storyline, but it works so well, and then it gives you so much more space because they couldn't just go back to the asylum again.
No,
And
no, no, no.
so the idea that you get this entire fucking city to just go traverse, and then right out of the gate to start the game, Bruce Wayne gets like arrested and thrown into this fucking prison. And Hugo Strange is in charge of, I guess he's like the warden of this city prison.
Yeah.
And he lets Bruce Wayne know, like, hey, I know who the fuck you are. And then Batman is in there and he's just flying around. And then you're just fighting all the villains, beating on people in this fucking city. And the whole time, Hugo Strange keeps talking about fuck, what's it? Oh my god, I'm looking it up now. Whatever it's fucking called. I haven't played it now in like a week or two since I finished it. We haven't had a chance to record. What's the name of his fucking stupid program he wants to do?
The
Protocol 10. Protocol 10.
Yeah.
And so like the whole
I was
game.
gonna say Tiger, but that's the troops are Tiger troops.
Yeah, the troops are Tiger. Yeah. So the whole game, like you obviously Bruce Wayne gets thrown into this city prison, and then he calls Alfred and he's like, "Hey, send me some bat clothes." And now he's a Batman. And then you're dealing with all the little side quests, and I love that you can take them on as optionally as you want. We'll talk about some of those. That's a great idea. But while
Yeah.
you're
And
doing that, go ahead.
well, I was gonna say, and you kind of confront the Joker a little bit. He poisons you, but he also poisons the like Gotham's hospital blood supply. So you're highly motivated. You're not just curing yourself. You're highly motivated to save everyone.
Yeah, and I think
The
that's a
stakes are
great
high.
concept. I love that idea that like so you're dealing with the Joker and Harley Quinn and Joker is sick and then to like basically force your hand to help make a cure and get a cure for Joker. They catch you and then he fucking injects you with his fucking blood to make you
Yeah.
sick like him. You know what it reminded me of? I know it's not the same thing, but did you ever see the South Park where Cartman got HIV and then Kyle couldn't stop laughing at him? And so then one night while Kyle was sleeping, Cartman broke into his house and injected, like, put some of his blood in Kyle's mouth while he was sleeping and gave him HIV. That's what it reminded me of. Like, I was like, that's fucked up, man. That's dude. The Joker is anyone that comes at me and says the Joker is not the greatest comic book villain ever is crazy. I'm sorry, you're crazy.
He's
Like
10 out of 10, the best.
He's the best.
He's
And I'm a Marvel
unhinged.
guy, but he's the best.
Yeah, unhinged, absolutely insane, no motivation. Like it's not like he's motivated by money or anything like that. There's I think 3 iterations of what the Joker is. There's like the, bronze years of the comics, the silver years, and then the golden years. And each one is like a different Joker style. So
Yeah.
it just is the best villain, hands down.
Now that being said, because I agree with you, like he doesn't really have a means to the end. He just likes to cause mayhem. He just likes to,
Yeah.
like, what does Heath Ledger say? He's like, I'm a dog chasing a car. I don't know what I would do if I catch it. That being said, actually quite clever of the Joker. He's like, I have this disease, Titan AIDS, and he's like, I need help and I need a cure. So what better way to get the Bat to come up with a cure for me than to inject him with the same fucking disease? And like you said, he's also been fucking sending out packets of his blood to the hospitals around Gotham.
Yeah.
And so now just random people in Gotham are, dude, why does anybody live in Gotham? What a horrible thing. What a horrible
Gotham
thing.
or where's Superman City? What's that? Metropolis. Those 2 cities, I'd be like, man, that's bad news. There's a kaiju in Metropolis every other week, and Superman destroys 3 fucking skyscrapers every time he takes something out.
Yeah,
So,
horrible,
screw that.
horrible
And then
place.
Gotham, where it's always night, perpetually night, and you have to deal with the worst criminals and the biggest psychopaths.
Yeah, I know.
I'd be moving to Canada. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I'd be like, dude, Frozen Edmonton looks pretty fucking good right now.
You know where villains don't want to live? Where we live.
yeah, no shit.
It's too cold.
But no, it really is a great idea for the game. And so now you're going through this game as Batman, infected with Titan AIDS, and you're trying to fucking figure out what you're gonna do for a cure. You're talking to Alfred, you're talking to Oracle, Robin's popping by for a cup of coffee. And then what I really, really like is the idea. What's that?
I forget. Is Oracle in this? Is she in a wheelchair?
I'm
Did they
not sure.
establish that?
I don't
'Cause
remember
so
if
in
they
the
ever established that.
I have some of the comics leading into this, but I didn't realize this was based on a comic series. But like Oracle is Barbara Gordon, like,
Yeah,
and
so that was Batgirl, right?
yeah, and like
Yeah.
the Joker, talking about how maniacal is, the Joker finds out who she is, goes to her place, shoots her in the spine, paralyzing her. So that's when she becomes Oracle. And there's this whole like, it's a dark comic. I don't know if it's canon or anything, but it gets dark, where Jim Gordon gets to see the worst that the Joker can do to his
Fucking
daughter,
Joker.
and it is heinous.
Fucking piece of shit.
So I'm curious if that's the timeline that this is all in. If it's like
I don't
after
know if they
Barbara
ever.
gets shot and blah blah blah.
Yeah, I don't know if they ever established that, but she's just kind of around, like she's out helping Alfred, and she just hanging out.
Yeah.
But like just that in itself makes for like, if you told me that is the plot of the game, Joker has fucking got this disease, he's infected the hospitals and Batman with it, and you need a cure. That alone would be like, okay, there's your game. It's a good fucking game. I'll play that. But then you're also dealing with Hugo Strange and Protocol 10, which you don't find out what Protocol 10 is until like the very end of the game, which we'll talk about. And that's a fucking great side twist. Plus, you've got Catwoman hanging around just for shits and giggles. And actually, when you get to play as Catwoman, it doesn't suck. Like Spider-Man,
No, it's awesome.
I love those games, but when you play as MJ, it fucking sucks. I'm sorry, it fucking sucks. Spider-Man 2 is a little bit better at it, but it still sucks. Playing as Catwoman is fucking rad. Catwoman is such a great character too. I'm a big fan. So that's a fucking great aspect of this game. So now you're dealing with Hugo Strange. You're dealing with all the different criminals in this fucked up city for jerks. You're dealing with the Joker and his fucking Titanades that he's infected you with. And then to come up with the cure, you need Mr. Freeze's help, which is an awesome twist. And then it's even more of a twist because it's like, well, then where do we go and talk to Mr. Freeze? Oh, it turns out the Penguin caught him and stripped him out of his fucking suit and locked him in a beach display or something at the museum. So then you got to go take out the Penguin to save Freeze. And then Freeze is like, we are not friends, Batman. But then you got to work with Freeze to find his wife to help him make a cure. You can take the cure to save everybody. And it's fucking, oh my God, what a game. Like it's, if you haven't played it, you've listened this far. How are you not interested in playing this game right now? How?
I don't recommend a lot of stuff to people. This is something I would recommend them to.
I think this is a blanket recommendation to everybody.
Yeah, like even if you can't get one, like the PS4 was the remastered when I think that's the era it was remastered. Like the original PC, the original Xbox 360, I actually think it looks a little bit better. They didn't update, like it's not like they reskinned everything. They changed some lighting and stuff. Like the original looks so good. You don't have to find a remastered version.
100%. Yeah, play it. Fuck, now I lost my train of thought. No, everyone needs to play it. It's a great fucking game. I love it. Here's what we'll do. Because I still want to get into like some of the fights with different enemies. I want to talk about some of the mechanics around the city and all that kind of stuff. Let's just do the break now. Let's just do it now, and then it's done, and I don't have to worry about it later. Because I have to get it in before a certain portion of the episode, or else I get in trouble. So let's just let a sponsor in right now. They'll do their thing. And then when we get back, we'll start running down this rogue gallery of villains and all the other shit. Okay, so I just thought of what I wanted to say, but I'll do it after the break. Okay, we're back. Remember the game will return after these messages.
Brace yourselves for big news. The biggest.
Holy Hollywood, it's here! Batman the movie, starring Adam West as the Cape Crusader and Burt Ward as Robin the Boy Wonder, with the original Bat villains: Bat Peril, Bat Boats, Bat Bombs, Bat Gadgets, Bat Bits, and Bat Surprises.
And that's just a sample of the exciting exploits ahead in our first feature motion picture.
Batman!
Okay, what I was going to say before the break, Tyler, now that I've remembered it, it's not a criticism, but the one thing I will say is this one doesn't feel as much like a Metroidvania as Arkham Asylum did. Like, it's not that you don't pick up new abilities as you play through, but like Arkham Asylum, that's a straight up Metroidvania. Like you're getting new abilities and then you're going back to areas you couldn't get into before and stuff. This one, it's more of, as you're fighting, you're just leveling up the abilities you already have.
And a lot of them are the abilities from Arkham Asylum. Like a lot of them carry over. You start out with pretty much your whole kit. There's a few things I don't think you have because of how your suit gets to you or whatever.
Yeah, there's a couple of things, like you get the ice bomb from Freeze later and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But just a few things. Other than that, it's not even a criticism. This still has aspects, but it's not as much. But the exchange for that is the open city. And I gotta say, dude, like I love exploring this fucking city. Like the whole like the tower is right in the middle, like Hugo Strange's tower is like right in the middle. And so it's almost shaped like an upside down U. And you do have to kind of travel around it, which like it's never a pain in the ass because Batman's got his like grappling hook thing that he shoots up, and then just being able to do his glide, like with his fucking cape behind him and everything. Like I don't like there's no fast travel system that I could think of, but it's not necessary because it doesn't take more than 90 seconds to get from one end of the city to the other.
Well, and it always feels fun traveling around. It's the same with man. You know what's going to pull me into VR is if they just have like an open world Spider-Man or Batman game where you travel around, use a grappling hook or use web shooters. That's all I need. Now you let me fly around and glide as Batman. Sure, I'm in.
Because I've said that as well. Some have brought up that like the motion sickness of a Spider-Man game in VR could get off the charts, and I do get motion sick. So that is fair enough.
Take some gravel. Let's do it.
Yeah, I might have to, or just But I agree with you. And you're right. Traveling around the city is fun because there's so much extra shit to do. And that's the sauce. And that's what a good open world game needs. Like I'm playing Ghost of Yotei right now. And it's fucking awesome because there's always like 500 things to do. And
Yeah.
as you're traveling from one place to another, you're always finding things to do. And in this one, as you're traveling from one place to another, you're always finding things to do. And they might be stupid things. Dude, you can. One of my favorite things about this game is that all these cons are in this prison city. And you can be flying through the city and then you just land and they're like, it's the bat. And then you can just get to beat these poor men up again. And they haven't
And
even done anything. They're just in this city serving their sentences. And you get to
and
beat the shit out of them again.
and like it's brutal. Like the
And
combat, it's you like in the cartoons and stuff, you see Batman and he like knocks a guy out with a boomerang and you're like, "Oh, he got him with the batarang." What?
yeah.
And in the old TV show it's like pow zip. In this it's like he grabs the guy's arm and snaps it in half where it's like,
Oh, they're
"Oh, that guy,
brutal.
he will never hold anything with that hand the same again." Or he
And
like
the
bends a knee backwards, is like that guy needs ACL surgery and his meniscus repaired. Like
yeah.
Batman is ruthlessly beating the crap out of these guys.
And the best part is as you're like as you're like flying past these fucking criminals, because you can hear them all, right? With Bat's like I don't know, his fucking headset and all that shit he's got. And you'll fly by these
Sonar.
criminals and they're just like,
Or
man, the last time I got into a fight with the Bat, he broke 4 of my ribs and my right arm. And they're talking about how like, man, I never want to fight that guy again. And then you drop in and they're like, it's the Bat. And then they try to fight you instead of running away, because of course they do. But I always
Yeah.
feel so bad because when you're, again, like, I don't even want to spend that much time on the combat because we praised the combat in the first review. The combat in this game's still flawless. Like, it's just, you're surrounded by 15 henchmen and it's just the fucking transitions from playing defense to throwing punches and flipping around and shit. How they're able to make it feel so seamless, no matter what combinations of buttons you're pushing and potentially the items you're using and everything. It's just, it's a fucking masterclass in combat in a video game. The way the
Oh yeah.
combat works in these games, it's so
Well,
smooth.
and I you could correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is one of the first games to have like timed combat like that, where you're not just mashing buttons. Like I know the God of War series had like quick time events, but this
Yeah,
is
yeah,
where it's like your combo system. It isn't like light punch, light kick, heavy punch, heavy kick, like a Street Fighter game. Like it's literally like forward and punch, and you will do a combo move on that guy and take him out, and then jump to the next guy with counters, and it's like very technical versus button mashy. Like you can't really
yeah.
button mash. You have to be fluent in doing the technical combinations to it. But it's not like a beat 'em up. Like it doesn't play like
No,
that. It
no,
has like a very fluid, and I might be wrong, but like I'm pretty sure this was the first, like Arkham Asylum, obviously, but the
sure.
first game to implement that combat system.
I think you're right. If anything, the first to do it so smoothly, because I remember that being such a big thing when Batman Arkham Asylum came out, just being like, dude, this combat system is spectacular. And so many games have taken what they did and done it since. And maybe it existed beforehand, but I agree with you. I just don't feel like it ever existed this smoothly. Like the way that you can just be hitting like attack and just be wailing on, not only are you wailing on enemies, but it's working in like different types of punches and kicks and everything just by default. And then like another henchman will come up behind you and the Spidey sense little symbol will pop up to let you know it's time to hit counter. So then you hit counter. And then as you're punching a guy, you'll just like, with no action of your own, block one of their punches, flip over the guy that's about to punch you, and then like kick him in the back of the head. You can counter 2 guys at the same time and grab their heads and slam them together. And like, it's so magnificently done. I get so bored of combat in some of these games, but not in these Batman ones. It just feels so good.
No,
Like
same, like exactly.
you want to hunt guys down and beat on them
Well, and
because it's fun.
we were talking about it before the episode, and I like in Arkham Asylum, like me and my buddy who we would play COD or Battlefield or whatever was like Gears. We were big into Gears, whatever we were playing because we were working road construction. So in our winters off, we would play, a lot of multiplayer games with each other. This was one of the few games where they had like time trials where you would just do these like 10 rounds of combat and see how fast you could do them and
Yeah,
whatever. Where I didn't get bored of it, and we would leapfrog each other just trying to get the better time, trying to get the better score and whatever. And never like I probably spent months just doing the combat system,
yeah,
just playing those time trials. And they call it the free flow combat system.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
this was the introduction of it. Like this is widely considered revolutionary by the first game, and the first ones to do it. And like it's influenced games like the Spider-Man series, like the
Yeah.
modern Spider-Man games, which
Yeah,
are
and you can see it, and you see that.
yeah,
Even Ghost of Yotei, I'm playing Ghost of Yotei right now, and
yeah,
you can see the influence of that
yeah.
combat system in this. Yeah, it's so well
If it,
done.
if it's the only thing that the Arkham trilogy did was this combat system, 10 out of 10.
100%. Yeah. And
But then it
so
hits on everything else.
exactly. Like we've mentioned the story, right? But even just other outside of the main stories of dealing with the Joker and getting his cure and dealing with Hugo Strange and trying to figure out what Protocol 10 is, even if you put that stuff aside, as you're flying around this city, it's just the even if it's something little like the political prisoner side quests where you hear like a political prisoner being like, "Don't hurt me," and like thugs are gathering around like a normal, well, I mean, they're, politicians are kind of, but whatever. Like the fucking bad guys are gathered around. So you go down there and beat them up and save them. Or you'll hear a phone ringing, which I think is the coolest side quest in the game. And it's fucking Zaz. And you answer a payphone. And then he starts telling this sad story about his life. And while he's talking, I love the idea that like he thinks Batman's lending him an ear and listening, when in reality, you're just using it to trace where he's calling from. So you
Yeah,
can
yeah,
eventually
yeah.
go find him. And then I love when you do find him. It's not even a fight. You just sneak around his lair, break the wall down behind him, and like thump his skull, and it's over.
Well,
Uh,
because he's not like a super villain. He's just
I
like a
know,
serial killer.
but
So
that they would actually just be like, you know what? We're not even going to make it a fight. Once you've cracked the case, just go get him. Like
yeah,
that's fine. It's like even that is fucking so well done. But then that is in transition to like I will say, uh, I don't like boss fights very much, so I don't care that some of the boss fights in this game are kind of lacking. But I do think some of the boss fights, like if there was a criticism of Arkham Asylum, and I think you and I said this when we reviewed it, it was that final fight against the Joker was crap.
oh,
Like
it's BS.
it was fucking terrible. And in this one, the only, in my opinion, like the only boss fight that really stands out to me in this one is the Mr. Freeze fight.
Oh, really?
But yeah, but the Mr. Freeze fight is so sick because you fight him in this lab and you need to come up with 5 or 6 different ways to hit him. And they all have to be different ways of using the lab. Like you
Yeah, yeah,
have to
yeah.
like blow up a wall when he's near it. Then you can get in some shots. You need to fucking electrocute him and then you can get in some shots. And I just think that's such a brilliant fight. Other than that, like there's a couple of boss fights like when you take down like Two-Face and the Penguin and stuff where
Yeah.
it's not even much of a fight with them. It's just trying to get to them without their henchmen taking you out first.
Well, even like the Joker fight, you start out where he says it's one on one or whatever, and you're in his little funhouse, and then
Right.
you hit him once, and all of a sudden, all his goons are coming out, and some of them have like Titans, so they look like it's reminiscent of the boss fight from Arkham Asylum. But then the
Yeah.
Joker's just kind of normal, and you have like 20 goons while dealing with the Joker, while dealing with these roller coasters flying by, while dealing with some henchman that's all tuned up on Titan. But it's
And
still
like,
just like you're still just beating the crap out of a bunch of guys. Like it's
yeah, which I'm not, honestly, it doesn't bother me because I'm like, unless you're gonna make the boss, like I have very little interest in fighting a dozen boss fights where they're all just really powerful versions of the person, like of the henchman you've been fighting all game.
yeah,
Like that
like
doesn't interest me.
like the Penguin boss fight. You're fighting Solomon Grundy, and it's just pretty much you're fighting this giant muscled up, ghoul or whatever.
Right.
And then he gets his like one of his what do they call those? It's like a prison ball. What do they call that? Like where it's a big iron ball that you're shackled to. He gets it stuck in this like
Oh
electric
yeah, yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah.
And
Yeah,
then you
yeah,
have to
yeah.
blow up the things that are feeding the electric thing. And then you fight the Penguin after, and like the Penguin's just shooting at you, and you just dodge and then get up close and punch him. Like it's the
Yeah.
Penguin part
Yeah.
of the boss fight is nothing.
But that doesn't bother me because I don't like, I would like, unless you're like, I don't expect you to make every fight like the Mr. Freeze one. And so if you can't, then I'm fine with that. Like
Yeah.
you fucking like one of the things these games do so well is I know it's gonna sound dumb, but like you do feel like Batman.
Yeah.
Like you feel like you're the Bat flying around doing the detective mode shit, fucking wailing on enemies and stuff. And so as Batman, who doesn't want to fucking punch Penguin in the teeth? You know what I
Right.
mean? So it's like, yeah, once I get to him, just let me punch Penguin in the teeth. That's the funnest part. And then, yeah, then there is the boss fight where he's got that metal ball and everything. And like, and that's not horrible, but I I think it's a very good blend. Like the game is so much fun, and you're constantly going from one villain to another villain to another villain. At any given time, you can pause your screen and bring it up, and you have like 8 or 9 different side quests going on. You're helping Bane blow up all these containers of Titan. You're fucking answering calls from Zaz. What's his name? Deadshot, the sniper. Is it Deadshot or Dead-Eye?
Deadshot. Yeah,
Deadshot. You're investigating his crimes as the fucking detective Batman to try to find Deadshot. Like you get to do all these little side missions and stuff and deal with all these other villains anytime you want. And then no two of them feel the same, and they don't feel grindy. And I guess the Riddler trophies can be kind of grindy, but the rest of them don't. They're all just fun to do.
That's the only thing though. Well, and even like, you're dealing with like the entire Batman, pantheon, like all the villains, and they all feel different. Like you're saying, you're dealing with his 2 love interests because you have both Catwoman and Talia al Ghul.
Talia, yeah.
Yeah, and it's just awesome. I love it.
That I will say, not a criticism, but like I could take or leave the whole part. Like maybe it's because I have no real connection to the Batman ecosystem, but like I don't really know what's up with that Ra's al Ghul guy. Like I know he's like immortal and he's like an assassin and he wants Batman to take his place, like leading the assassins. Like I get all that. I know he loves his daughter and all that shit. But I that is the one part of the game that just kind of takes me out a little bit, is when I have to go in there and do their fucking trial where I'm flying around and chasing them. And I just, it's not bad, but I just am like, all right, like send me back to the dank of Arkham City and let me go beat on some more villains. That's just me, but that part I could live without.
Yeah,
I don't know, minor thing.
It's to show that his heart is split between 2 women and he's
confused. Yes. And to that note, I actually really like the part where once the Joker has Talia or whatever her name is, Batman's like, I'm going after her. And Alfred and Oracle and everybody's like, hey, dumbass, half the fucking city has Titanades right now. Kind of got to save them first. And he's like, I don't care. And they're like, and it was great to hear Alfred be like, well, tough shit, buddy. Like, it's great to hear, like, Alfred's just like, no, I don't care. You have to save everybody, okay? You can't just go save her. Batman doesn't play favorites or something like that.
Yeah.
Really well done. It's so, oh my God. So you're dealing with all that shit. You're doing all this great combat. You're doing all these fucking side quests. You're hunting fucking Riddler trophies with that stupid green sack of shit talking smack to you the whole fucking time with his stupid riddles and everything. I also love that they brought back the riddles where you go into an area and it's like, it'll say, it'll pop a riddle up on the screen and then you need to figure out what in that area do you need to like focus on for a second to like prove that you solved this riddle.
Yeah.
I love doing those little things. I just think those are cool little side quests. So you get to deal with all that stuff. And then once all this is said and done, fucking Mr. Freeze finally makes the cure, and then you have to fight him, and then you beat him, and then you go to the safe and open it up to get the cure, and then the cure is gone. And there's just a love note from Harley Quinn basically saying like, fuck you, Bats. And they have the cure. So then you have to go and get the cure back from the Joker. And even that, it just keeps the game going more. I didn't know it was coming. I didn't remember because I hadn't played it so long. And when I opened the safe and I was like, we got the cure. And then I saw that note. I am not a Harley Quinn fan. I know that's a hot take because I know how popular she is. I find her annoying, which maybe you're supposed to. But yeah. She's oversaturated. Like, she's fucking everywhere. And I'm just like, go away. Like,
well, and fun fact, she was invented for the cartoon, for the Warner Brothers cartoon, and then has become like the most popular character from the Batman
she's franchise. Like, dude, you go to like a comic expo and there's Harley Quinns everywhere. And like, I
think that's Margot Robbie's fault though.
Well,
I think everyone's just a Margot Robbie fan, and
Harley Quinn as a Margot Robbie fan, she could do whatever the fuck she wants. So.
Yeah, so everyone's just coming along for the ride. This is like, all right, whatever.
Just to clarify, so I don't get a bunch of angry letters. You don't like Harley. It's not that I don't like Harley Quinn, but I'm like, yeah, I get it. It's Harley Quinn's around again.
I just hate that. What do they call that accent? The North Atlantic or something accent, like that 1930s kind of. Like Betty Boop
Mr.
type
J.
thing.
Yeah. I like that. I like that voice. Like, as annoying as the voice is, I love it. So, like, like, when the Joker taunts you, it doesn't even get under my skin because I'm in such and like, I mean, everybody knows that Mark Hamill fucking destroys it as the Joker, but I'm in awe of his performance as the Joker. Like,
What's
it's
I
so good.
Do you remember when that became public knowledge though? Like, because there was because that Warner Brothers cartoon, like Mark Hamill was doing the voice of the Joker right out the gate, but nobody realized it till like I want to say it was like when Jay and Silent Bob, where like not like anybody who would have been like big into film or big into animation or worked at Warner Brothers would have known it, but it was kind of like for the pop culture zeitgeist of like the majority of us. I think it was like when that Jay and Silent Bob came out, and it was like, "Hey kids, Mark Hamill." When it was like the Blunt Man and comic thing, Blunt Man and I forget what it was, like Fat Man and Blunt Man or whatever. They're like Batman parody in that. That's when
Yeah.
everybody collectively was like, "Oh shit, Mark Hamill's the Joker."
Yeah. I don't so I didn't watch a ton of the animated series. Like I watched a little bit of it, but not a ton. But just you saying that is kind of triggering that. But I do remember that because I hadn't seen Star Wars at that point either. I only saw Star Wars like during the pandemic. That was the first time I watched the Star Wars movies. And
I'm like,
so
I'm a little bit in shock, but also kind of jealous that you get to see all this sweet stuff for the first time.
I
Like,
know that's what I hear from everybody now. Like when I watch all these shit for the first time, they're like, "What's that like?" I'm like, "It's pretty fucking sick, man."
yeah, I do that with music. I save bands till later in life. Like Neil Young, for example. I haven't. I've maybe heard 2 songs on soundtracks to something, and one day I'll be like, I'm listening to everything.
Right. Well,
You know?
that's what I like about I get tons of messages from people being like, "Dude, I tried this game for the first time after hearing about it on the show. This is insane." And I get that feeling as well where I'm like, "Man, what I wouldn't give to play like this game or The Last of Us or like, Sea of
Yeah.
Stars, like some of these great games for the first time again." I'm like, "What I would give
Oh
for that,
man,
man."
Gears of War for the first time with a buddy who also hasn't played it the first time. The
Yeah.
original trilogy.
Oh my
Get
god.
out
It's
of here.
fucking
That would be
insane.
just heart wrenchingly awesome.
Yeah. So, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, Mark Hamill. I just like he's so fucking good as the Joker. But I forget her name now, but the woman that voices Harley Quinn in this one. Well, I get sick of Harley Quinn, Tara Strong. She's so good in this game too. And every time when the Joker taunts you, I just am like, dude, you're the Joker. It's like it's Batman and Joker. Like I don't even care that you talk shit anymore. Like I'm so used to you. A little bit
Yeah.
pissed off that you infected me with your blood, but I don't really care that you talk shit about me. But every fucking time Harley Quinn starts running her mouth, "Hey Bat," or "Hey Bozo," like "Hey Bats," like blah blah blah. And I'm just as soon as she starts talking, you want to just be like, "Oh, shut your fucking mouth!" Like every but that's good. That's a good thing that she's like that. It's good that she makes you mad. She makes me so fucking mad. And there's
Oh
one
man.
part late in the game where you come across her and she's tied up with like tape over her mouth, and you take the tape off and she just starts laying into you, and then you can put the tape back on and walk away. It's so good. Fuck.
Because they know exactly.
Yo, she's
Tara,
fantastic. Yeah, she's so good.
Tara Strong.
Um,
Just a side note about some of the voices she's done. Like she's been Barbara Gordon in Batman: The Killing Joke, which is the comic I'm thinking of that they turned into an animated series where he puts her in the wheelchair. But then she's also Bubbles from Powerpuff Girls and like a ton of other shit. Like the voice actors in these Batman games are top shelf, just to
they're
put it out
very
there.
good.
And
They're very good at what they
they're
do.
in everything. Everything you can think of, they're in there somewhere.
Yeah, they're very good at what they do. What were we talking about? Oh, so I love that like you're traveling around the city, you can fucking do whatever you want. You get all these different tools, all that shit's great. The combat's awesome. I love all the different bosses that show up. Everything's fucking perfect. The one thing I will say is, okay, 2 things. Minor. I'm writing the other one down because I always forget. So now I know what the other thing I wanted to say was. Slightly disappointed that you don't get a chance to beat on Harley Quinn as Catwoman.
Oh.
Like, you get to play as Catwoman at times, and it's fucking awesome. But like, who wouldn't? And Batman. I do actually think you hit Harley Quinn in this game. I believe
I
you
think
do.
you backhand her.
Yeah, but like, who wouldn't have loved to have just gotten a 1-on-1 where you could have just fucking ripped the strip off Harley Quinn with Catwoman? Like that would have been like how much so like because there's a part right at the end of the game where Catwoman robs that vault and gets all the shit, and then she's going to leave, and then she sees Batman trapped under all the concrete on the big screen, and then she's got to decide between going back and saving Batman or just getting the fuck out of there with her loot. And I chose to leave just to see what would happen. And if you choose to leave, it literally just like ends the game and then makes you reload the game. And now you have to choose to go save Batman.
That's
Like, that's
awesome.
all that happens is they're just like, okay. Like, it basically feels like the game's like, all right, come on, don't be an asshole. Like, go save Batman. And
Yeah.
so, like, so then you go and like Batman's buried under all that concrete, and then Catwoman gets him out, and then she leaves, and then you go and save the world, and that's all well and good. But like when Batman goes to like deal with the end of the game and all that kind of shit, wouldn't it have been awesome if you could have like imagine if it had like done like a not a split screen, but it had gone from like one fight to another fight, and you're Batman
Oh,
like fighting Joker and dealing with Hugo Strange, and then you're Catwoman like Harley Quinn's trying to get away, Catwoman stops her, and you get to fight her too. Like that would have been pretty awesome.
that would have been awesome. That would have
Yeah.
been. There's a lot of nerds who would have really liked that.
Sure, and then like the mod community would have lost their fucking minds, but like
Yeah,
it would
I
have.
think they already have. Like, I feel like the mod community's already made that happen in
Oh my
some
god, dude.
capacity.
I'm 100% sure of that. But that would have been cool. The one thing I will say, and this was the other note I made, I love the storyline of fucking I forgot what it's called again. Protocol 10. I want to keep
Yeah.
saying Proposition 10. Protocol 10. I love the concept that you don't know what the fuck it is, and then right near the end of the game, you find out that like, oh, they're bombing everything.
Yeah, it's
Like
a little
they're
bit let down. You think it's this big top secret Protocol 10. Oh, what the fuck is that? Yeah,
yeah.
we got 4 attack helicopters that are going to launch missiles at the city. It's like, wow, well,
Yeah, and the
just
city's full of criminals. So,
yeah,
although I guess
do it.
it's also got like the political prisoners and shit in there. Like I understand why we need to stop it, but I agree with you. Like considering they hype it up for the whole game, I was like I did not remember it because I hadn't played it so long, and I really was expecting that like, oh shit, it turns out they merged Poison Ivy with Bane with fucking Mr. Freeze, and now you've got Frayne Ivy or some shit. But
Yeah,
instead, it's just
yeah.
like no, it's just bombs. That's
Yeah, it's
all.
just
It's
bombs.
just
They're just
bombs.
going to launch some Tomahawk missiles at everyone or
Yeah,
whatever
which
Apache attack helicopters use, whichever.
yeah, which was I thought like it's not that it's bad, but I did expect a little bit more out of it. But then what's cool is like then you climb that tower, and then I love when you're trying to get at Hugo Strange, and he's in his fucking office running his mouth, and you just take it all of his goons a couple at a time until finally you get your hands on Strange. And like so many other ones, he's a pussy. But
Yeah,
then fucking what's his name there? Ageless Wonder. Raza was that how you say it?
Ra's
Raza
al
al Ghul?
Ghul. Yeah.
He shows up and he's the fucking puppet master the whole goddamn time.
Yeah.
And I was like, why didn't you show us like I just like it's a cool storyline and it did the job, but I was like, I feel like you could have it's not a critic. You guys are gonna hear in about 5 minutes when we put a score on this thing. Like I fucking adore this game.
Yeah,
Like my
and
only major beef is the Riddler trophies.
yeah,
But
and like to the Ra's al Ghul thing, that might have been their hands tied by the. If it was based on a comic, like I didn't know that.
sure,
If it was based
maybe
on
it
a
was.
comic, their hands might have been tied by doing
Yeah,
the comic storyline. So it's the same
and
with like the end of Arkham Asylum. Like if it was all based on a comic, on the pages, that fight with the Joker probably seemed a lot more epic than how it felt playing it. You know what
sure.
I mean? Like if
That's a
they,
good point.
but
That's a good point.
that's me
And
giving
like
them an out. It also could have been done better.
no, but like also to their credit, like if your game is so good and you pace it so well and all the side quests are so well done and all the side missions where you fight enemies are so perfect and everything else is so great that like like when you're watching a TV show or something and it like maybe this is a bit of a spicy take. I don't love the end of Breaking Bad. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. I don't love it. But the show is so magnificent. I like the end of Sopranos. I know a lot of people don't. The show is so magnificent that it's like it's almost there is no feasible way to put a bow on this and not have it not quite feel as special as it should have. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's like I'm not complaining. I think the ending of this one is better than and the very end, which we're going to talk about in a second, is better than Arkham Asylum. But the whole part where you're getting up to get to your hands on Hugo Strange and all that kind of stuff is very very good. But it felt like it was going to be a little bit bigger based on the fact that the entire game, dude, you're literally just playing the game, and then it'll be like Protocol 10 will begin in 2 hours, and you're just like, why does he keep saying that? And then it just turns out it's bombs, and it was just kind of like, oh. But the very very end when fucking Bats has his cure and then you're fighting with Joker. I know we're spoiling. We said we're spoiling in the intro. We're spoiling.
The game is old. Get ready.
Yeah, it's 15 years old. Everyone should have fucking played it. And then the other vial of the cure breaks because of the Joker. And then he's like freaking out that was like his way to be cured. And then Batman says, "You know what's funny? Even with everything you've done here and everything you've done, I would have saved you." And then the Joker's like, "That is funny," and laughs himself to death and dies. Which is such a great go out for the Joker.
Yeah.
But I love that Batman. Where are you on that? Like with Batman and Spider-Man, like I won't kill. Part of me is like I respect it, but I'm like, dude, it comes a time where it's like fucking kill one time.
I think Batman does in one of the comics where he kills the Joker, and it's like, it breaks him.
So fucked up.
But I think Batman's held to it more than Spider-Man is. I would love to see a comic where Spider-Man doesn't pull his punches. Like the first goon he goes to punch, and it's just like straight through. Yeah, and all of a sudden everybody's like, holy fuck, this is a new Spider-Man. And he's more like a Punisher type character where he's just going around and yeah, you're stealing a chick's purse. You just got punched in the face and your face was caved in. Like,
well, where I think of that most is in the Maximum Carnage story. Where like Venom finally convinces Spider-Man, like, dude, we have to kill Carnage. Like, this guy is a serial killer with superpowers. He's got to go. And so then they are killing him. And then at the last second, Spider-Man like says, no, we can't. Let's not kill him. And then Venom's mad about it. But that's like, he's like right on the edge. But anyway, yeah. So Batman's like, even after all the shit you've done, I would have saved you. And the Joker's like, that is funny. And then the Joker dies. And then the game fucking ends with Batman walking out of Arkham City carrying the Joker's fucking corpse. And he leaves it on Commissioner Gordon's car.
Gordon's like, dude, what the fuck? Like,
yeah,
that's my car. I thought we were buddies. Like, why are you dumping a body on my car, man?
He's fucking contaminated. I can't touch him. What the fuck?
He's got Titanades. Jeez, gross.
Actually, that would have been funny if Batman put him on the hood and walked away, and then like everyone's just standing there, and the Commissioner Gordon's just like, really?
Yeah,
like that's what he says. Like, just really. But that's a great fucking ending. Like, I had forgot that happened. And I was so sure the whole game that Batman would cure the Joker, or the Joker would somehow have the cure, because they make it seem like he does, and then you find out that it was like a fake Joker.
Yeah, when you fight him earlier, and it's Clayface, right?
Yeah, Clayface. Yeah.
Because he looks cured. Like, he goes where he has like sores at the beginning. He has sores on his body and everything, and he looks all like fucked up. And then he looks healthy when you fight him. And you're like, oh shit, he figured it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you find out. But that's a great, like, I do think that the Hugo Strange Protocol 10 stuff is kind of like,
it's
good,
mid.
Not great, but good. But the Joker ending is fucking sick. Like, that he's dead.
Yeah, and it's huge redemption from the first game. Like, the ending from the first game was,
really
that boss fight sucked ass. So this was great.
Man, there was still so much stuff we could have covered here that I'm sure we missed, that I'm sure people will be upset about. But we're already at an hour. It's fucking late on a Saturday night. This game is just spectacular. It's fucking a must play. A game that I would literally recommend to everybody that's a gamer.
So, you know what people are doing right now on YouTube? There's somebody who's taking the modern Batman movies, like all the modern ones, like the one with Twilight Boy there. What's this? Robert Patterson. Or the
one that's like 4 hours long.
Yeah, it's good, but it's like,
a great movie, but it is a long movie.
But instead of playing like that down tempo Nirvana song, they're putting the Danny Elfman, Tim Burton music to it. Same with the Nolan Batman trilogy. And man, like, this game with the Danny Elfman music would take it to the next level, because it is so fucking good. And like, you hear that like opening, I don't know, it's like the string where it's that where it builds up, like the Batman kind of like the original 2 Batman movies. Opening, it just makes everything feel more epic. Like Batman ripping around in the Bat tank, you're like, holy fuck, this music is hitting on another level. I would love to see these games scored to it, like have a mod where it's all just the Danny Elfman music. Fuck, that'd be good.
Oh, fuck. These 2 games, like, okay, as we get ready to score this, I'm going to put you on the spot. Which one do you like better, Asylum or City?
City.
Me too, I think.
I like Asylum was new and fresh, but I look at it like A New Hope for bringing it to the Star Wars geek that I am. And
Sure.
this is Empire. It's like one of the true better sequels. There aren't a lot out there. Like usually a sequel sucks ass. For some reason in video games it seems to work a little bit better.
Yeah, I
And
do agree.
this is like Empire. Like it is just the stakes are
Yeah,
higher, the reveals are better, everything is just better. Like across the
I
board.
agree, but I will say too that like it almost feels like what mood I'm in. I'm like, do I want to play an open world Batman beat everybody up game, or do I want to play like a more Metroidvania, more enclosed
Yeah.
beat
I can
everybody
see
up
that.
Batman game? But they're both great. Uh, Arkham Origins is kind of the redheaded stepchild of Batman. I know it's a different studio. I did try it back in the day, and it's almost become Resident Evil 6 to me. Like I tried it, I didn't like it, I never went back. But when people are like, "Oh, why don't you like that game?" I'm like, I don't remember. I just remember hating it, but I don't
Mhm.
remember why. Did you play Origins?
No, I didn't play Origins or Knight.
Night. I like fuck. When did Arkham Knight come out? Like, I wonder if it's old enough to do an episode on. We will cover Arkham Knight at some point eventually.
I'll pick it
Uh,
up and I'll play it just so I can be on all three.
Yeah, oh yeah, you'll be back for the third one. It is. I remember really liking Arkham Knight. The only thing I didn't like was driving around the bat tank shit sucks. The bat, I don't care. Come at me.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. The bat tank shit sucks. Came out in 2015, so we'll give it another couple years and then we'll probably cover Arkham's Knight.
Yeah, it got worse
I
reviews, but not much worse.
no, I think its
Still like some
problem.
10 out of 10s for it, so.
Yeah, I think its problem was just the bar was so fucking high with Arkham
Yeah.
Asylum and Arkham City. Like I just again, I'm going back to something we said almost an hour ago. Sometimes when I look up a game's Wikipedia page and see that it's considered one of the greatest games of all time, I'm kind of like, is it? But
I'll
then
be the
other games
judge
come
of
up and
that.
I'm like, 100%. And when dude, replaying this game, I was like, this is unquestionably. I would hear an argument that Arkham City is still the greatest superhero game ever made, and it's unquestionably one of the greatest video games of all time. It's a masterpiece. It's a must play by everybody. I can't believe it took me so long to play this one again. It's so good. And like, we didn't even get into everything. Like, I didn't even do everything. I didn't fucking finish all the side quests and the Riddler trophy this time because I didn't have time to finish everything. But it's just so fucking good. Oh my God.
Yeah, hands down.
Uh,
Is there an
we gotta
Arkham
score
game where you
this.
play as Batman's like cadre of helpers?
Yeah. Well, it's not an Arkham game, but it's Gotham Knights. But I never played that one. I bought a fucking. I know it got kind of panned,
Yeah, I
but
never
I never
played it
played
either.
that one. Yeah. I bought a humble bundle with that one in it, and I bought the bundle for that one, and then just never got around to playing that one.
Oh, and it wasn't the same studio.
No, it was a different studio. Yeah,
Yeah, it
I think
wasn't
it's the same
Rocksteady.
studio that did Arkham Origins. I think it was WB.
Yeah, it was.
So
And
yeah.
then Rocksteady did the Suicide Squad one, which was really good.
Oh, really?
Suicide Squad killed the Justice League. Yeah. That
I
was them.
thought everybody fucking hated that game. I never played
Uh,
it. I thought
I
people
liked
fucking
it.
hated that game.
I
Did you?
liked it. Yeah, it wasn't. I don't know. It wasn't like the best game ever. It wasn't the Arkham trilogy, but yeah, it was fun.
All right. No, I'll take it because I very few like
Oh,
I'm not shitting on your takes, but very few people have come to me and been like, dude, Suicide Squad was pretty dope. So that makes me feel better.
it was. It didn't do well though.
No, it did not, dude. That
Two
game got
hundred
fucking
million dollar loss.
yeah. That game got
Holy
fucking destroyed.
fuck.
Look at the reviews on the Wikipedia page for right now. Like the highest
Yeah.
score it's got on Wikipedia is 7 out of 10.
All right. I got a soft spot for trashy things. A lot of people were saying it was too woke.
Oh fuck.
I
The
don't know.
fucking I don't even want to get into that shit.
Yeah, I don't know. I
Fuck.
don't care. But it's got some okay. It's got a couple that are like 4 out of 5, 3 out of 5, and then some that are like 2 out of 10.
Yeah. It got massacred. I hope we get another Arkham game. I don't know if
Yeah,
we will, but I hope we do.
you know what sucks is that Suicide Squad. That was the last thing that Kevin Conroy voiced
Yeah,
Batman
yeah.
for. So like, even if there is another Arkham game or another really good, it won't be Kevin Conroy doing Batman, and that just like bad. I wish he looked like Bruce Wayne in real life. Like I wish they would have just got him to do any and all the Batman movies, like all of them. He, sorry,
Yeah.
Christian Bale, piss off. Sorry, Twilight guy, piss off. He is his voice is Batman. I wish they would
Well,
have dubbed over all those other actors with his voice.
if I could, I hope that if we get another Batman Arkham game, they bring back the greatest Batman of all time, George Clooney, to be fucking Batman. I actually, you know what? Okay, we got to score this and get out of here. But I'm just curious now, quickly, who is take Conroy out of it? Who's your favorite Batman?
Michael Keaton. I love
All right.
Michael Keaton's Batman. I think like every one of them brought something different to the table. I think Michael Keaton, between like Patterson, Keaton, and why am I drawing a blank on his name? He's such a good actor.
Christian Bale.
Christian Bale, yeah. Keaton, Patterson, and Bale. They're the top three. But Adam West.
That's who my favorite Batman is. Like
Adam
because
West.
I used to watch that show so much as a kid.
Yeah, me and my brother.
I just love Adam West as Batman.
Man, have you ever heard?
Adam West.
I hope they come out with a documentary about this. But I guess what's the dude who played Robin? What was his name?
In the original show?
Yeah. Like with Adam West.
Oh fuck! What was his name? I got the Wikipedia page here.
Burt something.
Ward.
Okay.
Burt Ward.
So I guess like the show from 66 to 68 was like top tier. Kind of like the Next Generation, where you have this really like nerdy IP, but then kind of everyone gets into it. Like, I don't know if you remember, but like our parents, everybody was watching Star Trek: The Next Generation. That was the like Wednesday night show, kind of like X-Files or Sopranos. Like that was the show. Batman was like one of those shows where it was for kids, but like everybody kind of watched it. Insanely popular. And like Burt Ward and Adam West, I guess they were like insane in Hollywood at this time. Like they were going to huge parties, they were going to like orgies, they were partying in the 60s the way the 60s you imagine Hollywood partying. And these guys were like getting kicked out. They would go to these like insane top tier Hollywood parties and be too crazy for everyone. And they were like, you guys got to go, like stop it.
That's
want there
sick.
to be a documentary about those two dudes. And they would show up dressed as Batman and Robin and do wild shit. Like,
that's so sick. I have such a fucking nostalgic tie to that show. Like I just like other than them, I would probably go with Christian Bale. I do really like Michael Keaton's Batman as well, but like the first modern, like other than Batman Forever, the only Batman I watched as a kid was Adam West Batman, and then I got into like the modern trilogy, which were those movies are spectacular.
yeah.
But I actually watched Batman Forever a lot as a kid, so like I kind of have a soft spot for Val Kilmer, even though it's not he doesn't make that movie, but like Jim Carrey is the Riddler and Tommy Lee Jones' Two-Face make that movie.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and like all three of them are stellar actors. Like,
oh yeah,
Jim Carrey had depths to him that I was very surprised by.
Dude, there's a listener that was DMing me the other day saying they're just starting to watch a bunch of classic Jim Carrey movies for the first time, like Ace Ventura, Dumb and Dumber. And I was just like, my dude, like I haven't seen a lot of movies, so I'm never going to get mad at someone for not watching a movie. But I was just like, I can't believe people haven't seen those. And I was like, if you've not seen like mid 90s Jim Carrey, you're in for a treat, buddy.
Well,
oh my God.
What channel was it? It was like TBS or something. Like, especially when, I don't know, when you had to watch like cable television and whatever, and you didn't have streaming, but like, I think it was TBS. There was like 3 movies that would always be on randomly, where you'd like flip the channel and be like, Dumb and Dumber's on. And there's like 2 movies that every dude on the planet will just sit down and watch. And it's like, if Dumb and Dumber's on, every dude is just sitting down.
100%. 100%.
And then the other movie is like Tombstone. If that movie comes on, most dudes are sitting down being like, this is a great movie. Oh yeah.
I've never seen that.
Buddy. You want to see Val Kilmer in his glory.
Anything. I did. I saw Batman Forever.
You should check out Tombstone.
Harvey, I'm Batman. Anyway, okay, we got to end this. We're rambling now. We got to score this thing. What the fuck do we score this out of?
How many actors have played Batman?
That's a good question.
Have played Batman. At least 10 actors. So we'll go. That's a stupid number, though.
No. You know what? I don't remember the last time we just did a score out of 10. Let's
Okay.
fucking go with 10. Oh, we finally found a scale that at least 10. So you have to give it a score of at least out of at least 10. What score out of at least 10 would you give Batman Arkham City?
11. At least 10. No.
Yeah, that's the great thing about the scale. You can give whatever you want.
Yeah, 11. More
All
than it was expected.
If realistically, if I'm scoring it out of 10, I'm going to give it a 9.5. Like the
9.5?
only 9.5. I'm taking off. Usually, I take off a point for the Super Mario World tax. I'm taking off a quarter of a point for the Super Mario World tax, and I am taking off a quarter of a point for some of those stupid Riddler traps that kill you, and then they're like, come back when you got all your tricks, which I think is dumb. Just lock me out so I can come in there. But that's it.
Yeah.
Like 9.5. This game is a must play. If by chance you got this far and you haven't played these games, like they go on sale. When I say they go on sale, dude, they go on sale all the time for like $6. For the pair.
Get it and play it
Get
for
'em.
that much.
And
Holy
you'll love
shit.
'em. They're incredible.
Yeah.
They're incredible.
And man, like I can't stress this enough. Like if you like the story in this game and enjoy the trilogy, check out all the animated shit that Kevin Conroy did as Batman because it all has depths. There was a point where like Warner Brothers Justice League stuff and like all the Batman DC universe stuff that they were doing, like the animated stuff, was like Marvel's cinematic universe, Warner Brother the animated universe. That's the rivalry. When you hold like Marvel and DC the cinematic universe, Marvel crushes them. But if you hold the Marvel animated shit to the DC animated shit, DC crushes them. The stuff that Kevin Conroy did for DC for voice acting, like there are depths to it. There's great stories, great movies, great series. Everything that he did was phenomenal. Like that, he is Batman. So that's my 2 cents. You're
like
blank,
it.
man.
I'm blank, man.
think-
No, I'm Robin. You're Batman. I'm Robin.
Okay.
That was fun.
I'll take it.
Man, I've been looking forward to this one for a while. And I'm gonna let Tyler plug his shit. I just wanted to say for those of you that like Tyler on the show, we're recording this on the evening of Saturday, December 6th. In a couple of days, we are recording one of our very rare Remember the Game draft episodes for Expansion Pass. For those of you that have been asking me, when the fuck are you guys going to do another draft episode? It'll be up before the end of the year. We're drafting PlayStation 1 games. And people that have won previous drafts will be returning. Those are available for our Patreons on Expansion Pass, but I highly recommend checking those out. And then Tyler has gotten the call to be my guest for the final Remember the Game of the year, which is coming up. What's this one's going live on the fucking 10th, so that's 3 weeks from now. That is Remember the Game number 360. And I guess if I haven't already said it, the cat's out of the bag. We're going to be talking BioShock 2.
Hell
yeah. Can't wait. So that's how we're wrapping the year up. Tyler, when you're not talking to me about old video games or running a farm or raising children or working a career or whatever else you do, playing Battlefield, what are you doing?
So first, I just want to remind everybody that I won the last draft by picking sequels, and I plan to have another gimmick for this draft. I just don't know what we're drafting yet.
PS1 games.
Yeah, but I don't know which PS1 games. Like I got to come up with a gimmick when I see.
There's no
them.
strategy this time. It's just any 10 games you want.
Oh, okay, sick.
Yeah, so
all
the
right,
doors are wide open.
I'll figure out a gimmick on my own time. Then and get
you're
ready.
Gonna be fine. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was in a movie. We filmed it 2 summers ago now, and it had a theatrical release in the city that we're at, and it wasn't like the studio approached Landmark Cinemas and was like, "Hey, can we rent the theater or whatever?" They got a deal with Landmark. Landmark's actually like showing the movie. It's kind of like on tour, like how plays travel around, not just what's the word? Like not just a wide theatrical release. It's doing like a city each weekend. So the 2 weekends it did in Edmonton, it's sold out. It's doing really well in that regards. I highly recommend people seeing it. I'm a little bit biased because I'm in it. But Adam, you came and saw it.
It was awesome. Yeah. Me and Shay went to the premiere weekend here in Edmonton, the opening show, and it was fucking actually really good. Like, and I'm not just saying that. Like, I don't know Tyler any fucking money. I don't have to kiss his ass, but it actually was a really good fucking movie.
In fact, really he would do the opposite and let me know if it was trash.
It's true. I would love to be on and be like, your movie fucking sucked. But no, it was really good. It was really good.
Yeah. And like a lot of people who were at the premiere and got to be part of the Q&A got to hear what the budget was. And so when people hear the budget and see what we did with it, they're flabbergasted, like all the insiders. This movie definitely has been a stepping stone for this production company to for their next project, which is going to have like a real indie budget, not like some loose change that we found in the couch. So what I want to say with it is the movie was called Contamination by Brimstone Pictures. I'll send Adam the links, like we always post them. But if you live in Toronto, January 9th, it'll be playing there. Kingston, it's playing there on the 10th, and then Ottawa on the 11th. The weekend that we're in currently, it's playing in Vancouver. So if you are listening to this, you missed your chance. Sorry. But and then in the summertime, it'll be on streaming platforms. It'll be on Amazon.com, not .ca. I guess there was some kind of weird thing where, I don't know, they can't get it on that. Canada and the US get different streaming within the same streaming services. So like we got Amazon.ca, but it'll be on Amazon.com. It'll be on Apple Plus. It'll be on like the Bell and Shaw and TELUS Video on Demand. And probably eventually, I forget on YouTube for rent or buy.
Beautiful. Good for you, buddy. It's fucking really good.
It's been kind of weird. Everybody's like, "Oh, you're famous now." I'm like, I was famous before. I'm on Remember the Game. Fuck you.
Yeah, I'm fucking Remember the Game. God damn it. The most hated retro game podcast. Your intros are too long. Fuck your show. You fucking swear too much. Your show fucking sucks. Fuck you. Fuck your family. Fuck your dog. Fuck Tyler now. Fuck Batman. Fuck everything. Fuck.
Yeah, #1 in Ireland though. So fuck everybody.
Yeah. Buddy, it's fucking. I'm going to bed. It's 10:30. I'm tired. Yeah. So we're getting out of here. Thanks as always for doing this, and I'll talk to you in a couple of days to draft PlayStation 1 games, and in a couple of weeks talk BioShock.
Hell yeah.
And that is going to do it for this week's episode. Tyler, thank you so much for giving me a tall call and talking some Batman Arkham City. I appreciate it. And to every one of you nerds listening to this, whether it was your first RTG or your 350-something or whatever number, thank you so much. I know there's a million retro gaming shows out there, and you rolled the dice on us. And for that, you should feel special. In fact, tilt your chair in celebration. Don't forget to check out the links in the description to find Tyler's movie. It's actually really fucking good. I really enjoyed it. Like, I'm not just saying that because he's my friend. If it sucked, I'd tell it. Well, I don't know. If it sucked, I don't think I'd have it in me to tell him it sucked, but it didn't suck. It was actually pretty rad. A very interesting story. So check it out. If you get a chance, find the links in the description. And while you're in those links in the description, I don't know, find our social media. We're on Twitter. We're on Instagram. I know it's X now, but I don't care. We're on Twitter. We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube. We're on Reddit. There's a subreddit. It's over 1,000 people now. We do have a Discord that's available to all our patrons. We're on Patreon, patreon.com/remember the game. Don't forget, it starts at $3 a month. New shows every week, plus archived episodes, plus Remember the Game with no ads and timestamps, plus Discord access, plus the ability to write in the show, plus the ability to vote on the games we cover and all that good stuff. And you pay my bills. And my bills need to be paid. Someone's got to pay them. So why not you? And in exchange, I'll let you listen to me talk about old video. When I say it like that, it's a horrible fucking pitch. Horrible pitch. Anyways, thank you. You guys know the Remember goal. Check it out if you're interested. Patreon.com/remember the game. And leave us a good review. If you didn't hate the show, I enjoy reading them. And the last review I saw was a bad one. So a good review to offset that bad review. Well, that would just make my Christmas. I'm going to get out of here. Thanks some patrons and shut this down. If you are a patron, come back tomorrow for Expansion Pass, where we'll be talking about the game franchises and series and titles that we've never tried but always kind of wanted to. Because one of my goals in 2026 is to expand my horizons and try some new games. I will ramble like an idiot on Friday, and then it's the weekend. And we're back next week with a whole nother slab of podcasts, including Remember the Game number 358. Which will be Donkey Kong Country Revisited. We covered that one about 318 episodes ago, and it's time to take another look at that one, because that game is a fucking masterpiece, as is Batman Arkham City, as are all of you, or most of you. A couple of you are jerks, but most of you are really nice. So thanks for listening. Leave us a good review. Check out our Patreon. Check out Tyler's movie. See you later. Goodbye. Remember the Game is brought to you by our Patreons. I couldn't puke up all the content I churn out every week without all of your support. The following people are at the senior executive vice president level or higher at patreon.com/remember the game, and as such, I'm contractually obligated to thank all of them as quickly as I can. So in alphabetical order based on your email addresses, a huge thank you to Remember the Game Hall of Famer, Slick Motherfucking Rick. Tyler Raff is my favorite turtle, not Donnie. AB killing just a fish. Adam Martinet, pow, right in Dakota Blaze. A dude named Adam, Akiris Network, A-Town, Infinity Rage, Alex R, Andy Hudson, Dave Thompson, Toby O.P., Pee-wee Squitters, Andrew Wright, Zamatos, Brandon DeZeba, Eldest Millennial, Legendary, Ben Molly, I suck at my job. Sorry, Millie is biting my hand while I'm recording this. Would you leave me alone for 2 minutes? I love you, but you are a puppy all the way. Where were we here? Ben Malloy, Jesus Christ. Hago Waffle, Dissect That Dan, Nordak, Fill Up My Blob with Parts, B Money, Matt Babinu, General Fury, Daniel Cook, Elijah Burns, Roger Staubox, Pool Cleaner, Bula, Cody Thompson, Moncal, Adam Blank, still has interviewed Mario Galaxy, Pocahontas, I get that. Chris Fleury, Exotic Chaotic, Chris Hill isn't scared, that could be anyone's ass. The Grim Patron, 333, Topher Love, Makeshift Mellow Magic Money, Christian Gabriel, Christopher Britt, Drugs Are Bad, okay. Spider Cat, Chris Nethercutt, Juris Dr. Mario, Robbie Air, Cesar, Full and Snow Kiku, Archangel Otaku, Darbles, Dark Squall, Thunder Leaps, Davis Feith. I'm really struggling today. Oh my gosh. Decoy Man, The Supreme, Chozo Rizzo, Devin Collins, Doug Dorn, David Schroeder, Scotty McGee, Joe the Sandman, MacGyver 88, Brother Retro out of Yellow, Eric Hopewell, Flater Flav, please refrain from tasting the knob, E-Man Trucker, Big the Cat, Shut Up, Leroy Jenkins, Frank Preeves, Growlywog, Lil Bunny Fufu 89, VOS Rager, Generic Name 238, Graham Kennedy, G9PSX, Fancy Store-Bought Dirt, Maverick Marty, Jameer Williams, Diablo Spartan, you son of a bitch, why? Tell me why. Faded Sufferance, Holmes, Trooper Galactus, Liquor Like Luigi, Amanda Hugging Kiss, Phil Lencher, Isaias, Bartman Forever, James Juan Francesco, It's That Nerd, James, Sharonic, Max Lagroom, John of the Adult Children Podcast, Can't Destroy Her, Jake Carter, Thrill Ho, George Swan, Jay Nasty 15, The Big Deal, Jay Callahan, Beaver Boy, Laces Out Dan, Johnny from Virginia, Oroku Saki's Gardner, Jonathan Breer, Chugger 22, Jordan, King Tiki Tiki, Zombie Exy, Jeff Bergeron, Stud Steel Smash, Steaming Wooly, No One Cares, Too Much Karma, Justin Blair, Justin Tate, Jinxie 425, Filling My Mouth with Farts, Sleeper Hit, Jort King Keegs, JR Bob Dobbs, My Left Nut, Kevin Monroe, Marcus Mendoza, Ryan Kinchin, Postman, Landon Turquoise, Game Boy Gannon, Aaron Lawson, Lindsay Lee, Gabe, Mark Sneed, Lucas Shaman, The $100 Kid, Ted Michaels, Leroy Restwich, close. Mikey Haig, Angry Ticks, Alex McIntyre, Bob Sacamano, Lord Salazar, Just Car Pranks, Ocarina of Tim Rocks, Beef Dingleberry, McCracken, Snuffy, Al Leo, Little Mo with the gimpy leg, Cheeks, Pony Bob, Cliff, that's good, Morgan, JSK Fusick, Redline Arrow Jones, Maverick, Nick Creature, Musty Beetle, Just James, Donnie the Dude Walter, Wilco, Frosty Bear, Lord Palmerston, Ryan Perry, Cannon Fodder Games, Profound, Lotus, Hits Meals, Randy Barrich, Horror Wars Podcast, Zigfrig, Big Daddy Randall, Handsome Major Angus McSongo Esquire, Brian Richmond, Monster SD Boner, Wyatt the Surgeon Who's Not a Surgeon Row, Madam Nutsitch, Daiseraith, Ryan 4664, Squeak Nuts, Mercury 869, Sam Carpenter, Storm Beagle, Flinny 123, Blaine the Hoagie Man, Scott Brooks, Captain Asbury Juice, Steve Dulk, Erotic Onion Ring, Timmy the Exuberant Turtle, Super Cyan, Safarioth, The Only Sean, Shane's World, DABXJ, Shoeboxers, Jimothy, Sits with a Beer, Scotty J, Sour Goat Face, Squints, Fondulm. Oh, Fondulme, right. I keep that one. I'm going to keep saying that Fondulm. That's what it looks. You can Fondulm me Fondulm if you'd like to. Spooky Dookie, Ted Explosion, Captain Black Silver, Scary Terry, T-Bear87, Mike Maloney, Tadpole, Thomas Smith, Bodfucker, Timothy Sabrinsky, Doogie, Beers of War, Fuzzy99, Quiet Place Queen, Travis Sanders, Mr. Jabroni, Conebread, I Am the Very Model of a Modern Major General, Because 19, Penguin Milk, Wolf Magic 21, Lord Longron, Von Hugendom II, Tyler Patchell, Ryan Whitcomb, Rush's Dog Walker, Works for Me, Dean Donian, Wolfgang Darren, Earl, Darth Skywalter, Kia Pup, Carl Not Garl, Mopey36, Mizuru, The Okayest of Muffins, Zane Donovan, Zach Shepard, and Matt Zeus. That's not my best batch of shoutouts. But I tried. So, yeah. See ya.